Okay, there we go. What is going on, everybody? How's it hanging? We're live streaming from the other camera today. So how's it hanging? I hope everyone likes this backdrop a little better. I've worked very hard on this backdrop. So I said, I should be showing it off a little more. And maybe instead of doing the crappy green screen background, we show off some of the cool stuff in the background. Why not? I don't know, man. Why not? Just a thought. Just a thought. I'm going to let some more people roll in here if you're watching this on replay. I appreciate you for stopping by and watching this live stream. It means a lot. So thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Anakin, the shark. I don't know how to pronounce that last. I'm gonna just butcher it. Is the first one here, and then this fucking guy is the second one. I'm already swearing in like the first 50 seconds. You're not supposed to do that, Jake. KL is here. What's going on, KL? Welcome. With the little turd. What's up, Athena? Oh. Yama says hi. What's up, Slasher Set? Hi. Much hi. Angie, what's going on? Howdy, hey. Hey, Jake. Hey, Angie. What's up? More good soup. What's going on, Carter, Skyle, and Allen? Always good soup. Always the best of soups. Yo, what's going on, Nightwatch Zone? What's up? Stopping through to show some love. I appreciate that, my guy. I cannot wait to be streaming with you again tomorrow. I've been missing the Friday streams. It's been a sad time. It's actually just been a busy time. I'm having a great weekend, having a good time. Got to see my brother's concert. My brother had his first concert ever this weekend with his band. They did really good. They killed it, absolutely killed it. And now I'm here live streaming. We're filming our movie too and all that. So things are just going great. What's going on, Chris? TIU? What's up? Have you ever seen the movie named Dial Tone? It's really good. I have not. I'll have to add that. That's going on the list as well. The list that just keeps getting longer and longer every time I do these live streams. I love it. What's up, John Underwood with the Jeepers Creepers Reborn logo? Nice. 14th. I don't know what you mean, Fate, but I did send you a link to the old live stream if you want to hop on and promote your live stream at 10 o'clock. Fate Decided is having a birthday live stream tonight at 10 p.m. EST. You're not going to want to miss that. Your fate will be decided. And is that our first Ghostface that I'm seeing in the chat?
Holy shit, it's Ghostface!
Uh-oh, we got our first Ghostface in the chat. What's going on? What is going on, Flash Skywalker 13? What is up, my dude? Welcome. X Blu-ray releases in 2 days. Well, guess what, Stranger Boy 101? I'm gonna try and get my hands on that as soon as possible. My God, I need to do a rewatch of X as soon as possible. I've been thinking about that movie a lot lately. I was just talking to my brother. We were going to get some food earlier, and I was just saying, I'm like, dude, X might be one of my favorite slasher films of all time. Like, the more I think about it, the less bad things I can think about the movie. I'm like, everything about that movie was like perfect. That was like a 10 out of 10 slasher for me, man. That was awesome. They said first, you said second, and I was the 14th. Well, welcome, Fate Decided, number 14. I mean, listen, it's not first place, but I guess it's close enough. I kid, of course. I kid. Any updates about Terrifier 2 or Bodies? I gotta be honest with y'all. There hasn't been a whole lot of horror news lately, so not a whole lot to talk about, unfortunately. Little things here and there, but nothing really big. But hopefully sometime soon we get something. Especially on those two. Terrifier 2 especially really wants some news. We got, we've had some decent news about Bodies. We got a trailer from it. We got to learn a little more about the cast. We've gotten a lot of updates on that, and it's been great. Terrifier 2's kind of just been dead in the water. We've been reporting on these little tiny little bumps of something. It's like, oh, hey, they just posted the picture. No way, finally something. But who knows? Who knows what else happens? Can I ask what camera y'all are using for Red Right Hand? We are using DSLR cameras with some really hella nice lenses. I just got this a 35 millimeter lens, which is super nice, and it's gonna be super. It's gonna make this thing look really nice. We got a bunch of cool fancy lenses that were really expensive, I'll be completely honest. But yeah, no, it's gonna look good. I'm excited. We've already filmed a little bit of it, but Yeah, so this week is going to be a big bulk of of some of the I can't talk about it. That's the thing. I can't really talk about what we're filming, but we're filming a lot of stuff this week. A lot of big stuff. So what is going on? Lake Monster 31. What up, Jake? How you doing today, bud? I'm fantastic. I am just absolutely vibing today. Had a busy weekend. We got some stuff done. We enjoyed like I was talking about, my brother had his first concert with his band, which I thought was really cool. It was really fun to see that. So that was fun doing that last night. We also got some filming done this weekend. Didn't do anything today because everyone's pretty tired. Everybody's pretty tired. So didn't do too much today. Okay. Yeah. We're not going to do that. What's going on? I like Scary. Welcome. How's Red Right Hand going? Hope it's going well. Keep killing it. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Red Right Hand's going good. I was just kind of talking about it a little bit. We're chilling. We're still filming. We're probably going to be filming till the end of June, early July is probably when it's going to be. I unfortunately will not be on the Lethal Collective on Fridays up until like maybe late July is kind of what I'm thinking. I just gotta maximize my time working on this thing. I want it to be as good as possible. I want this thing to look just to be banging, absolutely banging, 10 out of 10. That's what I want it to be. So hopefully that can be it. John Underwood asks, did you enjoy Squid Game? Yeah, I really did. I did enjoy it. I think it's odd because I thought, with all how many people watched that and how like big it was for such a long time, every time I've posted about it, those videos just, no one really seems to care, which I think is interesting. It's interesting that I can't really do updates on that. I guess my audience isn't as interested in Squid Game. I enjoyed it. It's not like my absolute favorite thing ever, but I'm still really pumped for season 2. I think for a Netflix show especially, I was like, hey, okay, this is pretty good. So a lot of Netflix shows feel very lackluster to me. Like they don't have a whole lot going on. They got some kind of cool aesthetic, and that's about it. Like the characters are pretty underwhelming, not super deep. With Squid Game, I really cared about a lot of the side characters, not just the main characters, which I thought was what really made that separates itself from the other big Netflix shows, I think. That otherwise I don't like. Squid Game, Stranger Things. That's about it for like Netflix series that I really like. So, but that was cool. So some good stuff there. Something went under Ryan Reynolds' page on IMDb. It's a movie called The World After Success. It says he's playing himself. Interesting. Not a horror movie though. Ghostface. Uh-oh. We got I believe we have a stinky birthday boy in the coming in right here. Everybody welcome the decider of fates, Mr. Tyler Fate Decided. What is going on, my guy? What is up? You're a little muty.
So, you can't hear me?
I can hear you now. There we go.
Oh, okay. I saw the big boob Candy, and I was like, I have to come in. I was like,
I put that user in timeout for a certain comment that they put in there. I'm like, oh yeah, YouTube's not gonna be cool with that. But what's up, man? It's been a minute.
Yeah, I can't stay too long, unfortunately. You got me for probably about 20 minutes or so. As you can imagine, it's my birthday. I'm running around and then got the stream later. But yeah, just thought I'd pop in, say hello, see all you beautiful faces in the stream.
Lots of beautiful ones, as you can see.
That's right. So what you got for me?
Listen, I wanted to say happy birthday. I can't really give you a cake or presents or anything like that, unfortunately, because we live on two ends of the country. But I wanted
it in the mail.
You know what? Listen, I tried to send a cake in the mail, man, and they got really pissed at me. They were like, "Dude, what are you doing? This is gonna spoil." I'm like, "I don't care. Okay, listen, my buddy Tyler needs his damn cake. Okay, listen." But what I decided, I'm like, my fate has decided that I would bring you onto my stream and promote your stream as a birthday gift. You know, so, I don't know. I got to do something. I can't send a effing cake in the mail, but I can do this at least. So
Thank you. I appreciate it. Your love and support is enough, and I'll see your beautiful face tomorrow on the stream, right?
Oh, of course.
Did you hear you've been replaced on Fridays, or potentially replaced on Friday?
Yes, I've had many messages about this. Nar's gonna be taking my place, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean we haven't fully talked to her about it, but it would be pretty funny, just temporarily. Don't worry, your spot is still secure.
thanks for telling me about that. You know, I appreciate it, man.
It was on the spot. It was in real time. Like it was a decision the collective made in the moment.
I thought we made decisions together, but I don't know. I guess not. No.
No, majority rules 3-1.
Majority rules, man. That's funny.
No, we love you, man. You know, it's not the collective without our KillJoy Jake in the stream. You know, even though I am the collective, but
well, of course, yeah, you are the entire Lethal Collective.
That's it. But yeah, stream shameless plug time.
Yeah. So there you go. Go ahead and plug.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. At 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time, and 9 p.m. Central time, myself and Nancy Ann Ritter from Scream, will be doing a birthday stream over on my channel. And if you've seen Craven streams and you've seen the back half of those streams, pretty crazy. They're pretty gnarly. That's why I called it getting nardy. Kind of fun play on words. It sounds
getting a little nardy.
Yeah, it sounds like naughty. Sounds like party. Perfect. It's my birthday. Got Nancy Ann Ritter on. But yeah, it's I'm just gonna press play on her and just let her go. That's the idea. That's the intention. It's gonna be viewer discretion is advised. I'm just letting you know now because she has some stories, but she's gonna give us all like the dirty details, all the insight, all the backstories, things like that. I mean, we might touch on Scream a little bit, but for the most part, I just want her to be free and open and allow her to just kind of have a place to just go at it, And so I expect the video to get demonetized, so I would appreciate your support.
You don't care. You're just like you're just whatever,
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who
cares?
Yeah, the way I look at it is it'll be a good conversation. Well, we'll see how it goes. If it goes well, who knows? It might be a regular thing. I know many people want her to kind of do her own channel, and she's a little hesitant on it at first. So this is kind of my way to hopefully get her at ease and allow her to just kind of be herself on the stream. Have a good time, hang out. The stream is already up. If you want, go set the reminder, and you can do that. One last little shameless plug is talking about it for a while. Jake, did you see it? The stew thing?
Oh, yes. There's a GoFundMe now. All you stew trainers who want to get Mr. Fate decided on the stew train, you can now donate to that if you'd like.
Just for clarification. So look, it is just like a little joke thing. It's something that we've talked about on several occasions. It's something that people have asked on several occasions, like, hey, like what will it take? So I just thought it'd be funny to make the GoFundMe. I've promoted it on community post, stuff like that. So if you want to donate to it, awesome. If not, don't worry about it. Again, it's more for just like the laugh than anything. But all proceeds for that will go to the channel to, upgrade it to provide better content, things like that. I've even had people that were like, why don't you just like, I'll donate if it's just like a regular GoFundMe. And I'm like, because I don't like, that's not the point.
It's just a joke. Yeah. It's a big joke. That's fine. Yeah.
I do. There are donations on it already. So it has made some money on it. Yeah. It's already.
I'm surprised, honestly. That's pretty funny.
I actually am too. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick and see exactly how much. But like I said, it's.
What was your goal? Do you mind me if you don't mind me asking? Like, what's the goal for it?
25,000.
What? That's great. Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to make it. Yeah, so I've already raised $50 towards the $25,000 goal. Nice. And I mean, I wanted it to be as ridiculous as possible. You know what I mean? Like a goal that'll never be reached is basically what it was.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing I was saying too, because people were like, "Oh, why don't you just make like an actual one?" I was like, "Well, first off, I would if I was doing like a hey, help me, upgrade the channel. It wouldn't be 25,000."
Yeah.
Like, I wanted it to be some like ridiculous number where people were like, "This is just silly." Like if I made it, because the thing is, I think if I made it like $1,000 or something, it's very likely I could reach that if it was like an achievable goal. But I wanted it to turn off people as much as possible because, like I said,
you don't actually want to get the goal because you don't want to hop on the stew train, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of
hop on the stew train. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's the point. So I was like, it's an achievable goal. But if I do reach the goal, believe me, I will be the #1 supporter, unlike anyone has ever seen.
You heard it. You heard it here first, folks. There you go. But Carrie wishes you a happy birthday, Fate, saying, "Hey Jake, hey Fate, happy birthday, Fate. Hope you're having a great birthday. Check out Fate's stream tonight at 10 p.m. with the lovely Nar. Yes,
right. That's
Carrie.
time,
thank you. 10 p.m. EST, Eastern. Not any other kind of time zone, specifically the Eastern one. Thank you so much, Carrie, so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you. You have a lot of love in the chat as well, Fate. Some good stuff here. Don't miss his stream tonight.
I love all of you. Thank you so much. We got $5. If we could get Jake another $15 in super chats, I'll take a shot on the stream. I'll go run down, grab some Jack, and I'll take a shot of Jack. I did it on night stream last night. I popped in a night stream real quick, and we got $20 and I took a shot. So buy me a shot. I mean, Jake gets it, but I'll take the shot. And so we get another 50. We'll do that.
There you go.
I appreciate that everyone, like the GoFundMe thing, because like I'm even seeing in the chat, like the GoFundMe thing, a lot of people think it's hilarious. I'm glad. Don't get me wrong, there was a little part of me that was like, I feel like this might go terribly. Like I really feel like people, and there are people that are commenting nonsense, but it's the typical trolls. Like it's the same people I see, they troll on every comment, and it's funny. And I see people like defending me and stuff, which I always appreciate. But yeah, those people are just the trolls. I did have one person that announced to me that they unsubscribed because of it, and I was like, I was like, that there is this beautiful feature where you don't have to make an announcement. You can just unsubscribe because you don't understand jokes. Like, and it's funny because all the trolls, like you can tell that they didn't read the actual description, because in the description I say like, this is just solely a joke. It's just for fun. You don't have to donate, but if you do, it goes to the channel. I'm not just going to pocket it and go party crazy. It's just, like I said, it's just for good fun. It's just for good spirits, but I'm glad everyone thinks it's fun and fun.
So. It's funny. It's not like don't feel inclined to donate to it. If you want to, go ahead. But it's a joke. It's a big funny thing. I was gonna say something. Wow, completely went right out in one ear, out the other. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. It was something about fate. Something about fate's something. I can't remember. I don't even remember. I don't know.
My GoFundMe, which by the way, I don't have a link, obviously. But if you just go to Fate Decided on GoFundMe, you'll pop it up. Even if you don't want to donate, even if you just want to go see it, it's pretty funny. So,
this is what I was going to say. I love when I get comments from people who say they're going to unsubscribe because of something like really silly or something that literally every YouTuber does. My favorite one was, I had one recently where it's like, you asked me to subscribe at the beginning of your video, I'm out. And I'm just like, you must not watch a lot of YouTube because it's just about, I can't even think of one YouTuber who hasn't said that in a video. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's such an odd thing to get upset about. It's funny.
People, here's my thing. Like, look, we appreciate all subscribers. Of course we do. We appreciate, like, that's how we grow, right? We need subscribers. We need you to like, we need you to comment. We need all those things. But the way I look at it is like, if you're going to unsubscribe over something silly, you're just waiting for the next excuse to unsubscribe. If it wasn't that, it's something else. So the way I look at it is, if you're going to subscribe over something silly, like that's, even if you don't like it, even if it was a real GoFundMe, it is a real GoFundMe, but if it was like, hey, can you help me out? Lots of YouTubers do it. Lots of people do it. We're still people. We're not rich. We're not doing this for anything crazy. If I did reach the goal, like, I'd appreciate it. It really would help the channel. But like the fact that you're like, oh, this is stupid, I don't agree with this, I'm going to unsubscribe. The way I look at it is like, you were just waiting for the next thing. Like, if it wasn't this, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say a joke or that you don't like, or I'm going to make a video you don't like and you're going to unsubscribe. So just unsubscribe. Like, who cares?
I'm like, whatever,
I want the I've always said, I'd rather have 1,000 subscribers that are with me through the trenches than, 100,000 subscribers that just are waiting for an excuse to cancel me or find a reason to get off. Like, I'd rather have like that solid core than, be able to say like, oh, I have 100,000 subscribers. Like, yeah, that's great. But what are your real subscriber base? Like,
who's watching your videos? Who cares about it? Yeah, no, that's what's important. Yeah, no, I agree totally. Yeah. Well, Fate, I appreciate you coming on. I want, obviously you want to rest up for the birthday stream tonight, so I don't want to keep you too late. On out here. Don't want to keep you up past your bedtime.
Yeah, it is. But no, I last chance, $15 in super chats. We already got 5. I'll take a shot.
There we go.
It helps Jake out. I want to help Jake out here. He's kind enough to let me shamelessly plug all my stuff on this channel. So You know?
You heard it here first, folks. Fate decided we'll get shit-faced on the stream right now.
From one whole shot. Are you drunk? Yeah, I had one whole beer. Like,
that's me though, man. Like I just can't drink, man. I don't know. I'm a one and done kind of guy nowadays. I don't know. It's all I can do.
It's
but
not a bad thing. I unfortunately have a extremely high alcohol tolerance because, you know, it's like alcoholism runs in my family.
Ugh.
So
that's not good.
That's why. But I don't really drink or anything. Like I was even saying on night stream, it's funny because like I have like a whole array of like various liquors. Like people love coming to my house because I have like a full bar, and because I just don't drink. Like, and then I even have beers from like January that are in my fridge. Oh, we talked about this, and you were saying you have like a fridge that has
I have some from 2017, which are definitely disgusting by now.
You should do like a stream where it's like $100. You'll do the
I'll drink
you drink one of those.
I'll drink the 5-year-old beer for like. By the way,
I'll be right back. I saw it.
It's time for shots. Shot. Let's go. Carrie with the $15 super chat. Thank you so much, Carrie. I appreciate it. Carrie, your support is undying and unmatched. That was a really aggressive comment, but regardless, Carrie, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And now Fate decided we'll get absolutely plastered on the stream. That's always fun. It's always a good time. I probably can't say that, and for legal reasons, it's water. So there you go. But anyways, some old ones right there. I'll answer some questions in the meantime, though. Ghostface Fanatic is the millionaire, but he's not here. That's funny. Scotty, what's going on? What's going on, Scotty? How's it going? I have a question. Do you think Michael will have a new mask in Halloween Ends? To which I would say, great question first. Actually, like, yeah, I really do. I really think he's going to have a new mask because otherwise, like, it's going to be the burnt mask that's all ripped up and like 4 years older now. I'm really kind of hoping that it's that's the case. I hope he almost gets a brand new mask and it's like a fresh start. Almost kind of like it's a big metaphor for like the resurrection, you know what I mean? Not the Halloween resurrection. We're not trying to redo that, but but I think it would be kind of cool if it's almost like he has a brand new mask. I feel like it would resemble his comeback, which is essentially what it is. But here we go, Fate.
All right, I got the shot glass. I brought the Jack just so people don't think I poured like soda in it or something.
It's just water for legal reasons.
Yeah, for legal reasons. Right?
It's brown water coming out of a Jack Daniel's bottle. That is it.
It is. I actually filled it up with soda, and that's what we did.
Yep.
Soda water.
Still water technically.
Still water, but it's soda water. But Carrie, thank you. Big shout to Carrie for the $20 for the shot. Jake, love you, man.
Of course, love you too. Happy birthday! Hey, there we go. Let's go. Good stuff.
No chaser because I'm a man.
I need it. I would need a chaser. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just a small boy though. So
after the stream with that we did with Craven, you know, I was trying to match or whatever. Like I did a live stream. I think it was the next day or whatever, and I got asked about like the shot or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I still have it. And somebody gave me a super chat. And like I downed that and somebody gave me another one. So I took another shot of, I think it might have been Jack, something else. And everyone was like, wow, you took that and you didn't take a chaser. And I was like, yeah, real men don't take chasers.
Puts hair on your chest.
The whole stream, I was like, please, God, water.
That's like, I have to be drinking water consistently or I am just like, I'm a mess. I'm an absolute wreck. I don't know. It's got to happen.
It is. It's great. But yeah, like I said, I would love to hang out, but you know, I got to do stuff with the family and stuff, and you know, luckily my girl's chill and she's not worried about like me going on the stream and stuff because you know it is my birthday. Luckily, she made my plans for when we go out, so hopefully I'm not too drunk after that stream because you can buy me some shots on the stream. Nancy's probably gonna take a shot with me, so.
Oh, nice!
It's gonna be crazy. So,
hell yeah, man!
Everyone, I hope to see everyone there. I saw Extron left a comment before I went down. I was gonna respond to.
Fate is the ultimate alpha male, drinking Jack drinking spicy water without a chaser. Just an absolute mad lad over here. I love it.
He said something. I'm trying to find. He said something about defending me earlier, which I appreciate. I just wanted to touch on it real quick. Is that he said I was defending you, Fate. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Fate, yeah. I know you won't ever be on the Stew train, at least not genuinely, and I appreciate that. Well, thank you. But even people, because I see it all the time, like even in that Reddit thread that was bashing me, I had people like defending me and stuff. I really appreciate all of you and all like always sticking up for me and just all of us and the
all of us. Yeah, we so much appreciate all the support, like everything. It's just it's been amazing. It's so amazing to be a part of this community. I feel blessed every single day.
Seriously,
for it. So,
it is. It really is. And like when anybody's like leaves a naughty comment or something, I always see people like defending me and jumping to me or whatever and all that stuff. And I appreciate it. But one thing you got to keep in mind, it comes with the territory. Like when we do this, you're gonna have trolls. You're gonna have people that just
that's YouTube, man. That's just how it goes.
I could be the most likable person on the planet. Somebody's gonna find some reason to not like me and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, it's like it goes back to what we're talking about. Like the real community is all we care about. Like I know how you guys feel about me and Jake and Craven and Knight. Like that's all I care about. I'm not worried about one person that is and the thing is that like they want the attention. They want you to feed into it. That's what they're hoping for. And sometimes I do because I think it's funny, and it's engagement. So, and I know that they'll respond. So sometimes I'll just throw a comment at them just because I know they're going to respond. I'm like, yes, more engagement. But in all fairness, a lot of those trolls are some of the biggest supporters because they leave so many comments. Like I have like 3 that comment on almost like every video. They're like dislike every video as much as dislikes. I don't want dislikes, but they do help. Like it's just great. I'm just like you're doing the opposite of what you're trying to achieve here.
yeah. But hey, it's all good. It's all in good. Whatever. It happens. It's all good. Well, yeah, dude. I'll let you get going because I know you want to rest up and all that. Check out the stream at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight, and I'll be watching alongside. So I can't wait to see it.
I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah. If it goes down, because real quick in closing, because Craven and Knight were asking like, hey, if you want us to come on, you can come on. I would love to have you guys come on. I don't know how long I'm going to go. And again, I just kind of want her to be free, but I would love to do something with all of us.
Yeah.
And just like let her just go wild and us just laugh. Like I think it'd be great. So I don't know what. Well, I definitely want to get her more comfortable doing these streams. So again, please everybody come show out. Show your support. Show her some love. Because we're trying to get her part of the community. We're trying to get her.
Yeah.
She was in a collective stream. She's in our streams. Like she was in. She
replaced me on the collective. So there you go.
She might replace you.
Might. Yes.
Okay. Hasn't been confirmed yet.
Jake, your numbers are going down, man. Sorry.
Man,
like you're just.
What are we doing here? But I do. I love all of your faces, Jake. Thank you so much for letting me pop in. I love you, man.
Yeah. Of course. I love you too, man. You go. Only love here. Only love.
If you want a real panty dropper. Go back to Night's stream from last night. He serenaded me for my birthday. I was trying to get him to take his shirt off, but he wouldn't. But he's saying me happy birthday in his very white voice. It was just
well, that's a treat in and of itself. So.
I was Niagara Falls when he was done, just gushing. It was terrible. Like I had to leave the stream immediately. It was just.
I gotta go take care of something, Night. Sorry, man.
I'll see you later, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right. Well,
I appreciate you, man. I'll see you.
Of course. All right. Well, hey, we'll see you.
Bye.
Peace out, man. Well, thank you so much again to Fate Decided for coming on. Always making me crack up. Gonna have to check out that clip with the Night Watch Zone. That's amazing. But now we will get back to Q&A Sunday. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and my buds real quick soon here. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, what else do we got here? Chad should have been the killer in Scream 2022. Hot take, Mr. Nestle Crunch with a Kool-Aid Man profile picture. I love it. Good stuff. An interesting take, though, to say the least. I do feel like he's got some third killer energy vibes about him. I don't know if he's like, he doesn't give me like, I'm the reason we started killing kind of vibes, though. He gives me like he's helping out, he's maybe like throwing some ideas their way or something. He's not the guy in charge. That's not the vibes I get from Chad. So I don't know if he would have been like the leader, but maybe like Richie's accomplice. I could see that maybe like in an alternate universe of how that movie could have gone. But I love Amber. Like love Amber, to love her so much. Like, she is amazing, absolutely just kills it in that movie. She's actually, like, I love Jack Quaid. I went into that movie thinking, oh my God, I'm so excited to see Jenna Ortega in this, Jack Quaid, and Melissa Barrera. Those were like the three new people that I was super excited to see. And not gonna lie, Mikey Madison kind of steals the show for me. She's amazing. I don't know. I really loved her. She killed it in that movie. What do you think is going to happen in Halloween Ends? Well, psychological. I have a lot of thoughts on this, and I've pitched a few theories at this point. I really don't have one thing that I'm kind of, well, okay, yes, I do. I would say this. I think the one thing I think is probably the most likely to happen at the end of Ends, which is maybe a good reason why it won't actually happen, is Laurie killing Michael, also by killing herself, like possibly like throwing themselves off of like a tall building or something, and like they just hit the ground together and just bite it. Something along those lines, I feel like is probably the most likely outcome to the end of this movie. I don't know. I mean, they could totally subvert expectations though, because it seems like that's kind of what they're setting up. If they do something different, I would actually be pretty shocked and pretty surprised, and I'd be down for that. So Carrie, thank you for the shot once again. Thanks for letting me on. See you all tonight. Thanks for coming on, Fate. I appreciate it, man. I think they should bring in Karen Kolchak because her and Randy definitely had something, and it would add more to Randy's story since we lost him so early. Yes, I believe so. If I'm remembering correctly, that's the girl he mentions in Scream 3 in the videotape that was also working at the video store or whatever. Yeah, that would be interesting. I would not be opposed to that character coming in. That'd be pretty funny. Get a new perspective on Randy. Maybe he did something in the past that could lead to whoever the killers are now, something along those lines. Wouldn't be the first time Scream did something like that. So there you go. It would have been cool to see Amber and Liv be the killers. Be out first it would be the first all-female ghost faces. I like that idea. I actually think Scream 6 should dive a little bit into that. It seems like it's going to be maybe a Gail Kill Weathers focused movie, or focus much more on like the character of Sam. So if you had like female killers as well, like kind of focusing on that aspect, that could be cool. I actually could see that I could see that happening. That'd be cool. Liv would have been a good choice for a killer, I think. She definitely had like a few reasons to go crazy, to go ghost face. So I feel like that could have been cool. We have a lot of people asking about the filming. How's filming going off topic here? It's Q&A Sunday. We can talk about anything, Conrad. I don't care. We're talking about anything and everything. So filming is going fantastic. We're filming a lot of stuff this week. I can't really tell you what, because I don't want to spoil. Like I said, I really just don't even want to spoil anything. I don't want to say a single thing one way or the other about it. But we're starting. So we did a few things this weekend, but Wednesday through Friday is just going to be like all out every single, like the whole day. We're going to be filming stuff. Doing a bulk of like the first and second act, those 3 days. So I'm really excited for it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a really good time. We're doing some drone shots with the Bearded Entertainment, who is going to be in Ohio Friday. I cannot wait for that. So yeah, I don't know where he is at right now, what he's doing, but yeah, we'll be working with him doing some drone shots. I'm really excited for that Friday. So Jacob Browning, what is going on? Just saw Men. Nice. What did you think, Jacob? I hope you liked it. I said on a post earlier, I was like, this is about like 4 apples out of 5 apples. Cause there's like an apple tree in the movie. There you go. I'm starting to think maybe it was like a 3 apples out of 5 apples. It's kind of how I'm feeling about it. The more I sit on it, the more I think about it. Probably my least favorite Alex Garland movie, but also it's not bad. Like, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad movie, but it's pretty middle of the road. It's a 3 out of 5, I think is pretty fair for it. What happens at one point in the movie, I won't say when or where or what, but you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen Men, that was worth the price of admission for me. That alone was like, okay. I see what you're doing. Eric, you don't have to yell, my guy. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, Jake, do you know when Scream 6 film's going to start? I'm kidding. Or who is the new cast members? Listen, if I knew this, I would be reporting on it as soon as possible, Eric. I wish I did. We do not really have anything. We haven't had a whole lot of horror news in the past couple days, which is unfortunate. That makes Jake a sad little man. Makes me a sad little man who cries in the corner when we don't have any news on horror films. But yes, Scream 6 is going to start filming the first week of June, though, I believe. So we have about, like 2 weeks until they really start filming that. I'm pretty excited for it. The new cast members, though, we really don't have any word on that at the moment. We know about the core four returning. Melissa Barrera. We have we have Sam Tara. We have Chad Mindy. All of them coming back. We also got Gail Weathers coming back, Courtney Cox, and we also have Kirby Reed, Hayden Panettiere coming back as of right now. Will that change soon? I hope so. I really do hope so. Okay, I'm gonna put you in timeout if you keep saying nasty things in the chat. Don't be doing that. Hot take, if you want to watch gore porn that is written by an apparent woman-loathing incel, then the sadness might be for you. Main characters with zero development and a crap third act. Ooh, I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about this director possibly being an incel, though. I do not know. I can't confirm or deny that, but that's pretty fucked if that's the case. I'll be honest. Like I said, I don't really know anything about the director. Couldn't really tell you anything about that Crystal Fear. If that's the truth, though, that really fucking sucks. That's pretty disappointing. I'm actually doing a video on the sadness this week already. I'm going to be posting that for my channel members and patrons. I do a review video every week. I had it requested that, I can't remember who requested it, but someone requested I review that movie. And I do agree with you about the third act. The third act really loses me. Although I feel like the start of it was pretty insane. The start of it was insane, but then like as it progresses, it starts to really lose me. That's really unfortunate if that's the case about the director, though. I'll have to do some more. I'll have to look into that. Crystal Fear. What else do we got? What is going on, Anthony? What's up? How come I can listen to this guy talk all day, even though Scream is my least favorite horror killer? Hey, that's okay. Listen, that's okay. We all feel differently about anything. Regardless, though, I appreciate that comment, though. Thank you so much. I can't even listen to myself talk all day, and I'm stuck with this. I'm stuck with all this low, crappy voice and this massive forehead. I'm unfortunately stuck with. So I appreciate that, Anthony. Thank you. Recommend any good fan-made horror films. I'll be honest with you, a lot of the ones I would recommend are probably ones you've already seen. Those are the ones that I really enjoy. I love anything Womp Stomp Films puts out. I fucking love Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow. Those are all great. The whole ghost cut of like all those put together with like the music videos in there as well. It's a must watch. That's the definitive way to watch Womp Stomp's Friday the 13th stuff. Watch the ghost cut. It's fantastic. It's like watching a whole new Friday the 13th movie. It's awesome. It's just like, oh, this is so cool. This is great. I would also recommend Jimmy Champagne's Happy Halloween. It's his Halloween 2018 fan film. It's like a lost scene from Halloween 2018. It's really cool. I really enjoyed that. That was one that and Never Hike in the Snow were like the two things that inspired me. I'm like, I got to make my own fan film. This is so cool that these guys are doing that. These guys are just like big horror fans and they're just making movies. That's so cool. Like that was so inspiring to me. I was like, I got to do it myself. So, I've also seen this, like, I don't know if you guys are, how into Batman you guys are, but there's this Batman fan film that for the life of me, I can't remember what it is, but it has the Joker very briefly in it. And just for a fan film, the CGI is amazing. I mean, it's as good as any Marvel movie, any DC movie. Wow. Really impressed by it. Once again, I can't remember the name of that for the life of me, but that's another one that like really impressed me. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Some good stuff all around, though. There's a lot of good fan films out there. I am not naming all of them. Trust me. There's so many good fan films out there. So do not take it as like, oh, that's the only ones you like. No, there's so many more good ones. Like I've seen like 100 of them too. So it's like, it's kind of hard to pinpoint which ones I love and which ones like, oh, you got to watch this one. You got to watch this one. There's a lot of good fan films out there. They unfortunately get this really bad stigma. So I think it's unfortunate. I think it's unfortunate that they get this poor stigma about them. It's something actually we're commenting on in Red Right Hand, so you'll see that. Have you seen the Puppet Master franchise? Asks Spinks. I've thought about watching it, but I wanted to see what people thought of it first. So I'll say this: I have not. There's like 14 movies in the Puppet Master, like in the whole franchise. There's a lot of them. Is there 14? I don't know. There's so many Puppet Master movies, though. I actually have to do a Google search on this because fuck. I'll say this. I've seen the first one. That's it. I just don't have time to watch all those movies, especially with how the first one was. It's not that I didn't like it. It's kind of just like not really movies that are up my alley. Like Full Moon Pictures kind of has their own like vibe to them, like what they put out with all their stuff, and it's all just kind of not really up my alley. It kind of like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like it has this type of humor that really just doesn't hit for me. There's a handful of movies from Full Moon Pictures where I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. You got to watch this. But then some of them kind of go overboard with it. Even like Evil Bong, which is like inherently a really silly movie. That's like, oh, this is great. This is a great time. It gets a little overplayed for me after it goes along. After it goes along a little bit. So I don't know. That kind of humor is not really for me. If you're into like Puppet Master and all that, yeah, go for it. Like check it out. If you like that first movie, the sequels, from what I would expect from some of those titles, probably just get crazier and crazier and crazier as they go on. So if you're into that, go for it. If you like Full Moon Picture humor, that's kind of like your thing, you'll probably love some of those sequels. Like that's what I'd imagine. I don't know. It's just my thoughts. Jacob Browning with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, my dude. You should check out the fan-made Mystery Incorporated. It's Scooby-Doo live action with horror elements. Ooh, I like that. Scooby-Doo live action, but maybe like a little more adult. Okay, Mystery Incorporated. I'm writing it down. That's really cool. I would like... I heard there's this new like Velma series coming out, and I'm so down for that. Like, I would love to see some more adult Scooby-Doo stuff, because it's like, if you think about it, Scooby-Doo is kind of just like Scream, but for kids. So like, dude, if you want to do some more of that, if you want to make some more of that like adults, that's cool. I don't know too much about that Velma series, but from what I've heard about it, it kind of seems like it's almost like a more adult take on all that. So I'm excited to check that out. Mystery Incorporated. Okay, I'll have to check that out, man. I love me some Scooby-Doo. So, heck yeah. Some good stuff. If you like Scream, you would like Clue. It's a pretty good movie. I don't think I've ever seen the Clue movie to my knowledge, but I know a lot about it because I suggested a really cool idea for Scream 5 when I was like doing updates on that. I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if like if every time they sent this movie out to a different theater, it had a different ending. Like there was like 3 different endings that got randomly sent to different theaters all across the United States. How cool would that be? And I guess Clue did something along those lines when that came out. Like there's so many different endings. Like wherever you went, it was like, oh, I don't know too much. Like I said, I don't really know too much about it. I don't even know if I've really seen the movie. So, but it seems like a banger, especially if you're like into murder mysteries and all that. Yeah. Have you seen Frozen by Adam Green, a realistic horror that could happen? So Frozen is the one where with the kids who get stuck on the thingy, the thing that goes up and it's made of metal and they're like stuck on it and they like freeze to death or whatever. If that's the movie you're talking about, I'm interested. I've only seen half of that film. I know of it. I have not finished it though. It's probably got a dark ending though, would be my guess. I haven't finished it. I started it and I fall asleep watching a lot of movies. I work a lot and then like I try to go and watch something and then I'll just fall asleep to it sometimes. But I always finish them eventually. I started watching the movie Raw from the same girl that did Titan, that same director. I started watching that movie when it came out and I just finished it recently. So I always come back. And finish movies. I always do. But sometimes it takes me a couple of years because there's a lot of movies out there. There's a lot of good stuff to watch. It's tough. I just went through, I can't remember her last name, but Julia D something. It's like, it's a weird thing. I don't even know how to pronounce it. That director, fantastic. I love both of her movies that I've seen so far. I think she has another film from like 2011 that I haven't seen, but, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no. Raw from 2016, I want to say, and then Titan from last year. Fantastic films, really good times. I had a really good time with both of them. They were both a lot of fun. So, Jake is a human anteater. Doesn't he look like a bug? Well, if you're talking about my bug eyes and my giant forehead, you would be correct, my friend, Mr. John. What's going on, Denisha? I don't know if I said hi to Denisha or not. Happy Sunday. Welcome. Friday the 13th, 2023 would be cool. Yes, it would, Mr. Nestle Crunch. My God, I would love a new Friday the 13th film. Like right now. Let's get that. Let's make that happen. If Sean Cunningham and Victor Miller can just like shake hands and be like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry about all that crap that happened. And you know what? We're gonna just make a movie. We're gonna make some money off of a movie. That would be great. Come on. Come on, we just want one. We just want one more movie. One more Friday. I just want one more Jason running around the woods, slashing and killing people. That's all I want. That's all I want. Oh my God. It's Ghostface.
Holy shit, it's Ghostface!
There you go. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome, Ghostface. I got you. Uh-oh. They confirmed that there's a release date and a new trailer coming for Terrifier 2 soon. I'm so excited. If this has been confirmed, I'll have to check it out. Maybe on the Facebook page or something. I have not seen anything on Instagram, but if that's the truth, I'll be doing a video on it. So it'll be good. How do you do the paid thing for your channel? Well, if you just hit the join button on my page, you become a channel member. Don't feel inclined to do it either way. Don't, if you're like, I don't really, I'm not doing great on the old cash. Don't feel inclined to do it. It's just if you want. There's some good videos there that I post an extra video every single week. Last week there was 2. I did the dentist and the dentist 2. Just little fun review videos. They're great. And if you want, you can suggest ones for me to do, and I will take them into consideration. Someone requested that I do the sadness for this week. So this Tuesday, if you're a channel member at any level, the Ghostface and up, you will be seeing my review on the sadness. I'm excited for that. So there you go. So whatever you want to do, don't feel nuts. Don't feel like, oh, I gotta do that. No, don't worry about it. Just if you want, only if you want. So give me a Jiller Killer clip, and Stu clip. Well, listen, I got you the Jill clip, my guy, with this one. Come on, that's pretty great. That's pretty great. Do I have a Stu clip? No, but you know what my pee break picture is? This. There you go. So whenever I have to take a pee now, you can see Stu Mocker absolutely baked out of his mind. You're welcome, Ghostface. That's what I got. That's what I got for now. I'll have a Stu clip to put in there sometime soon. I gotta figure out, like, I gotta throw something in there that makes sense. Like something that'll constantly be like, oh, hey, this would make sense for a live stream. There you go. So. What is going on, the Dreaming Insomniacs? Welcome. I hope I'm not a killjoy, but you rock, bro. And remember to not drink as much as we did this weekend. Go with the green instead. Good advice. Good advice there. Some good stuff. I think, yes. I didn't know if you knew I was partying a little bit this weekend. My brother had his first concert ever with his band. They had like a live gig at a big place they performed. So we were celebrating a little bit this weekend. It was exciting stuff. I'm very proud of him. He's helping me make this movie, so I wanted to support him too. He absolutely killed it. It was great. Imagine if back when Wes and Kevin had decided to reuse the Stu twist for Scream 4 and had him be Jill's mentor. That would be nuts. That would be absolutely nuts. So that was an idea that I believe Kevin pitched around the time that they were making Scream 3, but then Kevin Williamson, of course, did not end up writing that film. I mean, like, if they did recycle that idea, it could have probably happened for Scream 4. That would have been cool. I did like the direction that they were taking it with Scream 4, which I've always been kind of sad that we never got a whole trilogy with, like, Jill being a main antagonist. That would be so cool. I think that would be sick. So, oh, Wayne. Well, guess what? I have had merch for a bit now, my guy. And I'll stop with the shameless plugs in a second because they're starting to get shameful. But I do have a few shirts. So here's the Ghost Jake shirt. There, you can get all these things on the store tab on my page. Just a regular ass Killjoy Jake shirt if you want. Or maybe you want to show off that you don't have any friends and you have horror movies. Go ahead and get this shirt. So there you go. I do have some merchandise if you want. There's a little store tab on my page. Go check that out. But once again, I'm not all about the plug-in stuff during my live stream stuff. You're here to be entertained. So I don't need to be plugging stuff the whole time. But that's it. We're done. We're done with the plugs. I promise. Okay, Jenna Ortega and Channing Tatum are set to be in The World After Success. Is this the movie we were talking about earlier? Talking about Ryan Reynolds. I was gonna say Ryan Johnson, and I'm like, nope, wrong Ryan. Someone was talking about this earlier, I think, and someone had said that Ryan Reynolds was in that or something. I can't remember, but that's interesting. I love me some Jenna Ortega, anything she's in there. I shot him 6 times. Oh my God, what's up? You gotta leave already? Well, hey, listen, thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. It's all good. Thank you. What do you think of what do I think of The Witch? Conrad, you're not gonna believe this, man. I posted a video today talking about The Lighthouse versus The Witch. And I know I said I was done with shameless plugs, but come on, this isn't even a plug at this point. I talked about it for like I talked about my opinion on both movies. I love both of them. I'm going to spoil that about the video. I love both films so much. It was really hard to determine which one I liked more, But I love them. I love them both. What was the problem with Scream 3? I don't know. People did not like it. I did, TBH. I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's pretty generous for Scream 3, I'll say that. But I like Scream 3. It's grown on me. It's no longer my least favorite Scream film, I'll say that. So, for me, the biggest thing about it that I don't love, Eric, is how much it takes you out of the reality base that Scream has always been kind of based around. Like, if you compare Scream to like Friday the 13th, this seems like more relatable characters than anything else. And this is a movie that came out in the 90s, and I still feel like I can relate to some of the characters who are at the forefront of that movie, opposed to like Friday the 13th or Halloween or any other horror movie, essentially. Because it just feels like you're like, oh, I'm watching people who are also horror fans. This is awesome. I can relate to this. That's sweet. So to me, I really think like Scream 3 loses that because there's so many elements of that film that are like really fucking goofy and really just like, and like a lot of people love that. A lot of people love the corniness, the goofiness, and that's totally fine. If you're into that, that's sweet. For me, it's kind of a turnoff and super different from the other two films prior to it, because it's like you're losing that edge. You're losing the connection. I can connect to the characters in Screams 1 and 2. It's kind of hard to do that with the characters in Scream 3. That's my biggest thing. I feel like every problem I have with that movie comes back to that idea. That's kind of like just my general thoughts on Scream 3. But like I said, I've really come to love the film. I've actually come to really like it more than even Scream 2 now, especially because of the third act. Like the third act is the big thing that makes me want to watch it more. I don't know. There's something about that ending that's like, okay, this is pretty cool. It has one of the strongest endings of any of the Scream sequels, in my opinion, which really saves the film for me. Jacob Browning with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, my guy. Still can't find a way to join the membership. Well, it's just if you go to my main page, like you're just looking at the home page on KillJoy Jake, there's a little join button next to where the subscribe button would usually be. And there you go. That's it. Just hit join and you're there. Good to go. Thank you for the super chat though, Jacob. I appreciate that. Thank you. Only if you want to do that too. Don't feel like, oh, I got to do this. So someone was asking about Creature from the Black Lagoon, and yes. The reason this poster is here is because I'm a massive Creature from the Black Lagoon fan. I would absolutely, any day of the week, if Universal was like, hey, Jake, you want to remake the Creature from the Black Lagoon? Yes, I have a killer idea for what I would do with a remake of that. So one day I hope this live stream ages very well and I'm making that film. Maybe. Who knows? I would love it. That's my dream movie to make. My God, I love Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's my favorite. It's my favorite of the Universal classic monster movies and all that. I just love it. I love it so much. It just hits different for me. Have you ever watched Blue Lagoon with Brooke Shields? Is Blue Lagoon the one? No, the Blue Lagoon's not the movie I'm thinking of. That's like a rom-com, I think. Yeah. I'm thinking of what's his name? I can't remember. I'm thinking of a different movie though. Blue Lagoon from 1980. Yeah, no, I've definitely never seen this, but I know who Brooke Shields is. Wow, and a surprising 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. Very interesting. My God, that seems like a film right there. Oh, maybe it's good though. I don't know. I like I said, I really have no context. Never seen it before, so. Favorite horror movie soundtrack? Very great question right there. Mine recently is The Witch, listening to it at work. Also, Zavi, the company, is coming out with their own collector's edition. I'm pre-ordering one of my favorites. Nice, Adam. Great question, by the way. My favorite horror soundtrack of all time is from the movie Zombie from 1979. It's titled Zombie. It's also titled Zombie Flesh Eaters. It's even titled Dawn of the Dead 2, depending on where you're at. Great film, great soundtrack. Nothing tops it, in my opinion. Like, Halloween is a very, 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 very close second, but I don't know, those two, Zombie 1979, the greatest score to the greatest like theme to a horror movie ever, I think. I don't know, nothing tops it for me personally. Conrad, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Scream 3 is how I got introduced to horror. That's, I will say the one thing about Scream 3, great film to introduce your kids to horror. Like if you got some kids and you're like, I don't really know what movie I want to show them to get them into horror. That would be a great movie because it's essentially just PG-13 Scream. Is Scream 3 rated R? Maybe. I don't know just off the top of my head, but it probably could be a PG-13 film, honestly. So I would say Great choice for your first horror movie. 100%, Conrad. Good stuff right there. Some fantastic stuff. What's up, Kamar Blake? What's going on? I just joined, but here's my question. Who do you think killed who in Scream 4? Well, I think there's a few times where we actually see Jill like at her house, and like there's another ghost face running around. So like Charlie, I think, did like a majority of the dirty work, but I know Jill killed a few people too, to my knowledge. That's one of those things where I'd have to like I'd have to analyze that whole movie. I'd have to go all Zach Cherry on that shit and then be like, okay, well this happened here, this person was here. We had to figure all that stuff out. So yes. I'd have to look a little deeper into that film to answer that question. Jacob Browning, thank you for becoming a member, man. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. The Night Watch Zone is watching Friday the 13th Part 4. Great film. Some good stuff right there. Extron Gaming. I'm surprised A24 hasn't made Creature from the Black Lagoon. A24 would probably make a really interesting Creature from the Black Lagoon, but they're not exactly super into remakes, sequels, anything like that. They're kind of doing their own thing over there. But yes, I do. A24's take on on Creature from the Black Lagoon would be nuts. Love that. A movie about people getting stabbed to death by it. Okay, James Lawrence. This might be the most interesting idea I've ever heard in my life. My God. James, I'm just messing with you, man. Good stuff. No, that's, hey, listen, I love a lot of movies with that premise, essentially. I love a lot of movies with that very simple premise. It's great. Some good stuff. Do you think Aliens was better than Alien? I'm watching Scream 2 right now, and I think so. It's an interesting connection. I think you're just thinking about sequels, I guess. New Horror Squad. I like that. So what's funny is I just picked up the Predators movies. I found like a Blu-ray of it for like $7. I was like, hell yeah, all 4 of the Predator movies for like $7. Let's go. That's like nothing. So I'm actually gonna do a rewatch of all the Alien movies, all the Predator movies, and the AVP movies. I really want to just go back and watch a lot of those. Some of the Predator sequels I've only seen once. Like actually Predator 2, okay, I've seen Predators a couple times, but and the Shane Black movie, I've only seen those once. Like the second one and the remake. So I mean, I gotta go back and watch some of those. Alien 3, I've only ever seen like twice too, which as much as I don't love that movie, I need to do a rewatch for sure. So Jacob Browning, you're going to Monster Mania. Heck yeah, thank you for the super chat, man. I believe I'm also going to Monster Mania in August sometime. The one that's in like New Jersey or whatever, I will be there in August. So I'm making that happen. I'm confirming that here. It's happening. 100% very excited to do that. I can't wait. Jacob Browning, thank you for the super chats, man. I appreciate it. I'm super pumped. Like the Scream people are gonna be there. I can't remember who else. I remember like the main Scream people are gonna be there. Like Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard. I think Nev Campbell. I can't remember for sure. Jamie Kennedy's gonna be there, and I'm so excited. I'm literally so excited. Okay, so this is the second person talking about the Terrifier trailer coming this week. I have not had time to do any research or updates or anything like that, so I'm gonna have to probably make a Terrifier video for tomorrow. Is what I'm seeing. So I'm hearing a lot of people talk about that. Yeah, might have to do some research and make a little video on that tonight. Ready for tomorrow morning. That could be fun. What else do we got? First horror movie I watched was, wow, what age were you when you watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the first time? That is not something you should be showing to kids right there. But hey, listen, that's just what gets us into horror sometimes. Sometimes we see something super messed up, super effed up, and we're just like, yes, oh, I want more of this. I was a kid and I was horrified watching what's the spider movie, Eight-Legged Freaks with David Arquette from Scream. That was the first horror movie I ever watched, and it just blew my mind. I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't even realize this was like a kind of genre of movies that you could watch. I didn't know you could watch giant spiders attacking people. It was always something I just kind of like joked about, and it was like, no way, more people are into this weird stuff. Sweet, yes, let's go. What things do you want in Scream 6? Asks Yusuf106. This is a great question. There's a lot of things I really want to see in the film. I don't want to see same old, same old. I kind of just want to see something completely different. Like I want to watch something where I don't want to watch something where I'm like Scream 2, but in 2023. I don't want that. I want to be watching something where I'm like, I have never seen this before in my entire life. This is the franchise to do that. I would say. The Scream movies are always so different from everything you're watching, and comment on the stuff that you've been watching. And like, it's almost like they got in your head. It's almost like the Scream movies have gotten in some of them, the really good ones, I would say, get in your head about what's going on in horror movies nowadays. And it's like, oh my God, I was just thinking that like the last time I went to the movies and saw a horror film. No way. Yes, Scream, you are in my head. You are hitting the zeitgeist of what is going on in the world right now. And yeah, that's what I want from Scream 6. I felt that a little bit in Scream 5, but like I feel like 6, they could expand upon it even more. So hopefully that's the case. I'm hoping. I'm getting an autograph from Matthew Lillard and a photo. Nice, dude. Good stuff. I hope I get to meet the guy. I just want to shake his hand and say, my God, sir, you have entertained me so many times in my young life. I just want to shake his hand and be like, dude, you're hilarious. You're amazing. You've inspired a lot of physical comedy from myself that I try to mimic. Guy's great. Guy's hilarious. The movie that terrified me as a kid was The Fly. My parents were watching it. I woke up to serve me a glass of water. I saw the body horror effects and I just ran away to my bedroom, says Alejandro. Nice. I have a really funny story about The Fly, which is funny. I've been going for an hour. I feel like I just started live streaming. We've been going for an hour. Nice. I have so much energy tonight. I don't know what is going on. I was going to chill the rest of the day and I'm like, fuck it. I feel amazing. But talking about The Fly, so I actually got in trouble when I was in second grade because like I said, I had seen, Eight-Legged Freaks and like, I just kept horror movies. I was like, yes, we got all these, let's watch horror movies. I was like obsessed with them as a kid. And then I kind of stopped watching them for a little bit. And then like in 2018, I just got right back into them. Like I was just watching them it re-sparked my interest in it and all that. So with The Fly, I actually got in trouble in second grade. I got sent to the principal's office because I wouldn't stop talking about Jeff Goldblum's like face melting and him turning into a fly. I couldn't stop talking about it. I was just like, oh, this is so cool. I actually got in trouble. You just took me back to Mrs. Dill's class in in second grade, man. Crazy. I just had a whole flashback when you said that. I was like, oh my God, no way. It's crazy. My first horror movie was Child's Play. I love that we're talking about this, by the way. The first horror movies are always so special, no matter what it is. And I was 6. That shit terrified me. Child's Play scared me when I was young too, man. You know, I had everyone has a lot of dolls and stuff when they're growing up. Maybe you have like a teddy bear or something. What if that thing just came to life and started biting at your neck? That's scary. That's scary as fuck, man. That's the scariest thing you can do to a child, probably. I don't know. That's horrifying. I like it. Favorite upcoming director from the past decade? Great question, Adam. Mine is Robert Eggers. Great choice. He makes the sets to what it would be like during the time. I'm a history guy, so I love that. Well, if you're a history guy, yeah, if you like history, you like horror, Robert Eggers is the guy for you, my guy. A lot of people are criticizing Robert Eggers' latest movie, The Northman, because it's Vikings and they're speaking English. It doesn't bug me that much. I mean, listen, literally everything else in that film, the attention to detail is amazing. I mean, some of those chants that they're doing and like going nuts, that's stuff Vikings really used to do. Like that's really good attention to history and all that. I don't know. I'm not really a history buff myself. I know like little things here and there, but my buddy who is a big history buff saw the film and was just like, oh my God, this attention to detail is crazy. And I'm like, oh, cool. And I'm kind of just repeating stuff that he kind of said in my ear because I was like, oh, hey, that's cool. I didn't realize that. Great choice, though, with Robert Eggers. I think all 3 of his films are masterpieces in their own right. Like I said, I did a whole video on him today, by the way. You guys should check out that Lighthouse versus the Witch video. It's a banger. I'm just saying. I filmed it like a month ago. I was going to post it during like when The Northman came out, and I just never got around to it. And I'm like, hey, you know what? That was a good video. I should post that. So there you go. It's out today. I want to start doing more versus videos. So if you guys like that, we'll keep it going. But my favorite director is probably Ari Aster because, man, everything he has made, in my opinion, has been something that just like completely fluctuated the horror genre in one way or another and took it by storm in some kind of way. Hereditary is still one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and Midsommar has this crazy look to it that I've just never seen. And who makes a daytime horror movie? Okay, actually, let's rephrase that question. Who makes a daytime horror movie successfully? Ari fucking Aster, dude. Guy's only 2 movies in, about to be 3 this year, and I cannot wait for Disappointments Boulevard that comes out later this year, apparently. No release date or anything yet on that, but I'm super pumped for it. Cannot wait. Any views, opinions on Rob Zombie's Monster movie, or rather the upcoming film? Yes, a good question as well. Another good question. I just don't feel like he's the best choice for that. everything, like every tool that Rob Zombie has in his tool belt, his chest, whatever, his metaphorical tool belt, his chest, it's always something to do with some kind of explicit, horrible kind of thing. Like the dialogue from his characters, the characters he creates are like these like super outrageous like hellbillies kind of vibe, like in his take on Halloween. Michael Myers' family is completely different than John Carpenter's take on it. They're like super like evil and crazy, like and all that. It's I don't know, it's just like that's how he writes characters, that's how he does it. Like in his head, that's the best way to do it. And he also, like, the brutality factor in all of his movies is to the 11th tier, you know what I mean, out of 10. So like I just don't see what he could bring to a Monsters movie that's going to be like PG-13. I can't remember the exact rating. I know it's not R though. So I don't know if he was the best choice for that. I just feel like his tool belt, what he could bring to the table isn't necessarily something that would be great for what is essentially going to be like a horror kids movie. So I don't know. I don't dislike Rob Zombie. I actually really enjoy a lot of his films. I've talked really positively about Three from Hell, The Devil's Rejects, House of a Thousand Corpses. I love that whole series. That's great. I haven't seen 31 yet, but I hear that's fantastic. Yeah, I don't know. That's my take on him. I like him. He's great, but I just don't think his style is going to work well with the monsters. What else do we got here? I think the Child's Play reboot was underrated. I think some of the kills from that were awesome. Some of the kills were amazing. Maybe some of the best Chucky kills ever in any film out there. But I just didn't love the ending, man. The CGI just looked awful. I don't know. There's something about it. Even modern movies can't get CGI done right sometimes. You know, it's odd. It's you can see there's movies from like the 90s that have better CGI than some of the films today. I don't know what it is. It's odd. It's kind of strange. So, but I don't know. The reboot was like, the kills were awesome. I don't love Mark Hamill as Chucky. I'm going to be honest. I love Mark Hamill. He's amazing. Great voice actor. He's probably one of the best Jokers ever. I'll be completely honest. He's just using his voice and it's still like, this is so impressive. This is amazing. It's so iconic. But just don't love what he did with the voice for Chucky. Wasn't my favorite. Absolutely. Yes, I would absolutely love to hear that. What would you want to do with Creature from the Black Lagoon? Go nuts and tell me. Danielle Harris is my favorite Queen fan man. Danielle Harris is a great scream queen, if that's what you're saying. Yes, Eric. She's great, man. In some of those Halloween movies, she's awesome. I think she kills it. I don't love some of the films she's attached to. It's not because of her. It's just mostly because of the script and some of the people in charge of those movies who didn't really know how to make a horror film, unfortunately. But yeah, some of the Thorn trilogy movies are fun and enjoyable. So. Do you prefer Curse or Cult of Chucky? Good question. That's a really good question. That's kind of a tough thing to answer. I think I probably like Curse a little more. But Cult is definitely the crazier movie. Like if you're into seeing some weird ass, like, okay, I want to see Chucky go experimental, watch Cult. But both of them are probably some of the better Chucky movies. I'll have to rank those eventually because I feel very differently about the series now than I do before. I think Curse and Cult kind of have two different positives. Like if you're looking for a straight up Chucky film, like going back to basics, watch Curse. If you want to watch something that's like really experimental, you want to see them just do something completely off the rails, so different from anything else in the other movies, Cult of Chucky is the one for you. But I think I prefer Curse just a little more personally. I like Nika is also fantastic. And yeah, that's her name, right? Nika is fantastic in that movie, I think. Great final girl. Can't wait to see what they do with her in the series in season 2. I was really enjoying the new Andy and Karen, and I also really enjoyed how it was kind of Andy's fault. Andy and Kyle, I think you mean. Andy's fault Chucky started to kill. Yeah. I think that's interesting in the show and all that with Andy and Kyle. I think they were my favorite part of the whole show. Like I was kind of losing interest by like episode 4, and then by the time you get to I believe it's episode 5 when they come in, it's just like, let's fucking go. This is awesome. There's an opening scene to, I think like I said, I think it's episode 5. I've only seen the whole series once, where they're going around, they're killing all the Chuckies. Dude, that is the coolest scene in that entire season. That is so cool. That blew my mind. I was like, oh, this is Chucky. You know what I mean? I was like, finally, here we go. This is sick, man. Oh, that was really fun. That I really liked that that episode was my favorite of the whole series. To answer the second part of your question here, Michael versus Jason, who wins? I feel like this is gonna be a long fight. This is gonna be Kevin. This is gonna be a fight that lasts like eons, maybe. I don't even know. I don't think these two can really die. So, kind of depends on which Michael, which Jason we're talking about, especially. But if we're talking about like, let's say just part 6 Jason and maybe Michael from like the original movie, just like they both really can't die. Like it's gonna take a lot to kill these guys. I don't know who wins that fight because they're both pretty evenly matched, I would think. I think Jason probably has the edge over Michael just because like we've seen Jason use more tools. Oddly enough, I feel like Jason might even be smarter than Michael, even though maybe most would think the opposite. I almost feel like Jason has a clear objective of what he always wants to do in the movies. He's trying to keep people out of his way and all that. And then he kind of just goes back home and he chills. You know what I mean? Michael doesn't seem to have a clear objective ever. So it almost feels like Jason is he knows what's going on. You know, he kind of knows what's going on in his head. He knows what he wants, which is interesting. I've always kind of thought of Jason as like kind of like a brute. He's not as intelligent and all that, but with his patterns in the Friday the 13th films, I almost think he's more intelligent than Michael, which is like crazy to say, but I don't know. I mean that's very arguable. I will say that. very, very arguable. Oh my God. I want to see the Chucky show. It's pretty good. Nate's taste. If you have not seen it, I think season 2 will be better. It's not that I disliked it. It just wasn't like my absolute favorite. I feel like they could have took it a whole different direction, and they took it one way instead of the other. I was kind of disappointed with the fact that they didn't really resolve the cliffhanger from the last movie. Like I was thinking, oh, this show's gonna resolve that cliffhanger. That's all I was thinking about going into this as a huge Chucky fan, and they don't even get to that really until episode 5, and they kind of just gloss over it. Like that's hardly even mentioned. So that's not really spoiling anything, by the way. I haven't really said, okay, I talked about Andy and Kyle earlier, so that's kind of spoiling it a little bit. But check it out. It's good. It's enjoyable, I think. But kind of wish they had gotten to that a little earlier. I almost wish they would have started the whole series with that. So it's like, oh, cool. No way. This is coming. Because the whole show, you're just like, are they just not going to talk about the storyline that we've been following this whole time? We're just going to throw that out, I guess. Okay, cool. Whatever. But yeah, what's always been so cool about the Chucky movies to me is they all follow like a one timeline. The tone changes drastically as you go along, but it's always followed one continuous story. And that's always been super cool to me. And to me, how the first 4 episodes of the Chucky show felt was that they were kind of throwing that out. They were like, oh, we'll mention that at some point, whatever. We just want to tell a new story. And that to me loses something that was so cool about all the other Chucky movies, is that it's like, oh my God, this is all one story. That is so cool. Doesn't matter which way the tone goes or this is now a horror comedy. Sure, Bride of Chucky, let's go. Okay, we're going back to basics with Curse. Let's do it. Why not? I just feel like they lost something with the show a little bit. They lost something that I feel like was so interesting about the Chucky movies that unfortunately the show loses a little bit. I would accredit that problem to sci-fi more than anything, but that's just my opinion. I wasn't there, I wasn't at the behind the scenes. I wasn't writing the show or nothing. I don't know. What do I know? I could be completely wrong. Who knows? But just my take. Scooby Pex, what's going on, my guy? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome for that one. Jacob Browning, thank you so much for the super chat. The super chat. Wow. Hot take. Scream the show is great. I don't even think that's a hot take. Honestly, I like it. I like seasons 1 and 2 are great. Like I said, I kind of talked about it. Season 3 is a little iffy, but I really like seasons 1 and 2. I like what they did story wise, especially. I'll be honest with you, I don't love the characters in the show. They're just not as like compelling as some of the ones in the movies, and I think it's hard to not compare. You know what I mean? It's hard. Like when you have a show called Scream, the TV series, of course you're going to be comparing it to the movies. It's kind of impossible not to. But I absolutely love what they did with the story, where it's like one of the ghost faces got away and is still out on the loose, and it's still somebody in the friend group. That's so cool. That to me is awesome. I love what they did with I love what they did with the show, honestly. I think it's written pretty well, surprisingly, those first 2 seasons. So It's good. It's fun. What platform is it on? That's actually a great question. So I know Sci-Fi put it out. I don't really know what streaming service they default to. I couldn't really tell you. I'm just going to look up Chucky TV's TV show. We're going to find this out right now. Chucky TV series, baby. Let's go. It's on Hulu. So there you go. It's on Hulu. It's on Peacock. I think it's on like Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime for like $2. But yeah, premium subscription with Peacock or Hulu. There you go. You can watch it on there. Sick. Badass. That's awesome. So yeah, definitely worth a watch though. Adam says, do you have any tips for a future YouTuber / podcaster? Yeah, Adam, I'll say this. I genuinely believe that if you work at your YouTube podcast, literally whatever it is that you do, if you work at it every single day for at least like an hour, it'll happen. You'll make it happen. I'll just be completely honest. Some people are not willing to put in that kind of work because that's really intimidating to actually consistently do something every single day. It's not easy to do. It really is not. You got to kind of like train yourself to do it. If you do that, you'll succeed. That is I feel like that's the absolute best advice I could give to somebody who's just starting off, because it's gonna be really discouraging at first. You're gonna start a YouTube channel and you're gonna get like 50 subscribers and you're gonna be like, no way, 50, like, okay, here we go. But it's gonna feel like, so discouraging. Just keep going. Just everyone, listen, everybody was at 50 subscribers at some point. You just gotta keep going. You just gotta keep going, keep building, keep growing the audience and all that. Don't stop. When you stop, it stops. That's it. That's what you gotta remind yourself. Don't stop. Just keep going. Keep pushing, keep figuring out new ways to do things, and eventually it'll happen. I've been trying to make this happen since 2013. And I've just now had a channel that was finally like, oh, okay, cool. We finally got something going. So don't ever stop. Don't ever do it. I've almost been doing this for 10 years, and I'm just now getting to somewhere where it's like, okay, mild bit of success, sweet. You know what I mean? So don't stop. Just don't ever stop doing it. As the Red Hot Chili Peppers song will say, can't stop the spirits when you need. Wow, I just butchered that so bad. But yes, that's the best advice I can give. So some good stuff. What else we got here? What else do we want to talk about? It's Q&A Sunday. I'll let you guys choose whatever we talk about, of course, as always. I love it. I always love it. Did you see my idea for the Creature remake? No, I did not, Alejandro. But I will scroll back and I will see if I can find it. Because, tell you what, listen, something I would absolutely love to talk about all day, every day is Creature from the Black Lagoon. Okay, so I see one thing, but it feels like that's in the middle of a sentence. Or maybe not. Okay. So here we go. There would be this scientific company who, after tackling radioactive materials, mutates a sea creature and goes on a killing spree, wanting to kill the people responsible for its mutation. Our final girl, Laura, kills him by splitting his head in half. That would be sick. The effects would be practical, including the kills. Of course. I like that, Alejandro. That's pretty sick, man. I have a whole outline for what I would do with my remake. Like I have a whole, I won't share it just now, but maybe one day. Maybe one day, that would be awesome. Or maybe making my own original thing about like a gill man kind of creature, whatever. It doesn't have to be Creature from the Black Lagoon. So I would just love to do that one day. If I'd have to actually have a budget because I have to film stuff underwater and all that. You'd have to get a good costume, but I would 100% love to do that. Hot take, but season 2 is my favorite. Season 2 is easily my favorite. Do I like season 1 or 2 better? 2. And the biggest reason is not just because of the cool twist ending that I was talking about before. Of course that's part of it, but the characters have more time to develop in season 2. Like I start to like the characters a little more in season 2. I didn't love not in season 1. I'm whatever about them. Season 2, I'm like, okay, cool. That's such a big, so important thing to me about Scream in general. Like, characters in a slasher flick it doesn't get talked about enough. It doesn't get talked about enough how important that is to your movie. Because if you don't have good characters and you don't have good kills, why am I watching? If you don't have an iconic killer, if you don't have someone who's like, okay, this dude's scary, you know what I mean? Or girl, whatever. It doesn't matter. You gotta have a scary killer, scary creature, whatever. So, have you heard about the director's cut of Cursed released the Craven cut? I read briefly about this. I think I saw some pictures from it as well. I can't remember from where, but I'll have to check that out when it I don't know if it's coming. I don't know. Did it come out? Who knows? I'm gonna check it out though. Cursed. I just watched this for the first time the other day. Cursed. It's interesting. I don't hate it. I think it was pretty interesting. I want to see this Craven cut, of course, before I really make any judgments, because apparently it's much better. So I don't know. It's odd how I just feel like this movie kind of misses for whatever reason with some things. I want to see this Craven cut that everyone's talking about because it sounds like it's probably going to be a lot better. But I don't know. Like when I watched it, I was just like, it's okay. It's not bad. It's nothing special like Scream. You know what I mean? It's the same team behind this movie than that was with Scream. And you would think, oh, okay, this is gonna be a banger, and it's okay, it's all right. I think this Craven cut thing that everyone's talking about though might enhance that a little bit. So I once again feel like I can't really judge it because the studio fucked with it so much. I want to see what Wes Craven actually had in mind for the film before I feel like I can really judge it. So, do you think This is just a great question. Do you think Dr. Seuss the Cat in the Hat movie is terrifying? Because my mom just told me I used to have nightmares about it. I loved this movie as a kid, I think, because it definitely has a weird, almost horror movie aesthetic to it, like for sure. I think Mike Myers is almost kind of like they even play off of that a little bit in the movie. There's actually like a jump scare, I believe, when they first meet the cat. I used to quote this thing all the time, and if you've seen some of my videos, I'll have a little callbacks to that sometimes. I'll say something like, and I mean anything. And then I'll just show you that scene from Cat in the Hat where it's like, anything, 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 anything. Yeah, anything. Like just getting like super angry. I love that. I don't know. It's from my childhood. I love it. It's great. One of those movies that's like the nostalgia lens. I just can't unsee it. It's still something I just love. Cat in the Hat. Absolute banger. Banger horror movie right there. They're supposed to have Skeet Ulrich in Cursed. Well, there you go. Even more people from the Scream team could have joined it. I would have loved to have seen what like Wes Craven. What did he have in mind for that film? Like I want to see what that would have looked like. So, what's up, Trenton Hawkins? What's up? What's up? Welcome. Do you think Neve Campbell will be in Scream 6? CJ, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea. Like I really wish I knew. I don't know. I'm starting to lean towards maybe not, because with everything she's got going on this summer, I feel like maybe she won't be in it, which is going to be weird. I had a lot of comments on that video I made about it saying, oh, we don't really need Neve Campbell. But to me, I feel like because of where the sequels went, because of how much it became about Sidney Prescott, it might be weird to not have her in this next film. It's one of those things I kind of have to see to believe. Like, okay, let's say they execute it and it's great without Sidney Prescott. I'd be like, okay, hey, listen, you proved me wrong. Great job, Radio Silence, Guy Busick, James Vanderbilt. You guys killed it. Awesome. But to me, I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of worried that maybe it doesn't work, or maybe they just couldn't fit her into the script, and that's fine. If that's the case, okay, that's totally fine. If they want to focus on the new characters, I'm totally fine with that, because like New Horror Squad is probably referencing here, a lot of the Scream 5 characters weren't super developed. So let's develop them a little more in a sequel. That's what I say. So, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in Scream 6. If Neve Campbell's in it, that's great. If she's not, I hope they put a big focus on the new characters, because if they didn't, I don't know what to tell you. That's just disappointing to me if they didn't focus on the new characters. But the least developed character in Scream 5, for me at least, was Wes. I just did not know anything about his character, and like his death was really cool. I'll say that. That was awesome. We kind of knew that he had like a crush on Tara, but that went absolutely nowhere. Kind of wish they would have developed that a little bit. They could have made him a better red herring, honestly, for at least the beginning half of that movie. But there was nothing really to go off of with that, besides the fact that they mentioned it like once or twice. It's like, oh yeah, oh well, you got a crush on Tara, don't you? And it's like, okay, cool, but where are you going with that? It went nowhere. It's almost like they tried to throw that in as a red herring thing. But if you don't, you got to do a little more than just mention it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, you can't just be like, hey, you're sus at one point, and then it's like, oh, dude, he's a red herring. No way. No, you got to do a little more than that. You got to build up these characters to be suspenseful. So, Bobby's breakdown. What's going on, my dude? Jake, thanks for all your kind words about getting my channel getting my channel started. Greatly appreciate it. You're a good guy. Hopefully we can meet at a horror con. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I hope your channel's killing it. Bobby's got an awesome interview coming up. So there you go. I know we spoke briefly about that on Instagram. Yeah. And like I know I said this earlier, but for anyone who's new here, I will be at Monster Palooza. Is that what it's called? Or what? The Monster Con, the monster themed con that's happening in August at some time in New Jersey. So I will be there. I'm driving all the way out there. I'm driving through the hell that is Pennsylvania to get there. So it's going to be a good time. I can't wait. What's up, Maverick? Yo, what's going on? What's up, Jake and everyone in the chat? We're just vibing, man. We're talking about horror movies. We're asking questions and people are getting answers. It's awesome. Some good stuff. How do you know my dim-witted inexperience isn't merely a subtle form of manipulation used to lower people's expectations, thereby enhancing my ability to effectively maneuver in any given situation? Well, that feels like a quote from something, and I might not know what that is, but it's pretty funny. If you feel like you're inexperienced, this is a good segue though, because this is probably, I'll be honest with you, that's probably a quote from something. But if it's not, I will say this. If you feel like you're inexperienced, that doesn't really matter. Make a horror channel. If you want to make a channel about something that you're passionate about it, go ahead. Go nuts. Do it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if someone else is like, oh, an absolute genius when it comes to horror. Who cares? That's not what this is. It's not about who's the smartest person on here, who does the most research. It's about just putting out content about stuff you love. I love horror movies. I don't know every single thing about a horror film. I'm not going to lie to y'all and try to convince people of that. I fucking love horror movies and I love talking about them. It's great. It's a great time. It's always fun to like just go back and forth with people like this on a stream. So don't feel like you have to, don't feel like you don't know enough or something like that. If you have passion, that's all that matters. Be passionate about something you love. That's what I say. Go for it. Don't ever let someone stop you being passionate about something, because that would suck. What kind of shitty world would this be if we couldn't be passionate about things like horror movies? Come on. That's what I say. Have you ever seen Sleepaway Camp? And if so, do you like it? I fucking love the first one. I fucking love the first Sleepaway Camp. The sequels are okay, but the first one's amazing. Like, I don't know if it was intended to be a horror comedy, but I like belly laugh at some of those scenes, man. Some of that stuff in that first movie is so goofy and crazy and silly. The delivery on some of the lines are just like, this is insane. What director was like, that's the take. Let's go. Perfect. I love Sleepaway Camp. It's it's a lot of fun. It's one of those slasher flicks like you gotta watch, because it's a really fun movie. You can pretty much skip out on the sequels, but like I said, that first one, must watch movie. I'm gonna take these off because they're starting to give me a headache a little bit. I don't know, man. Something's squeezing against my head like this. Never a fun time. And here we go. One of my favorite exchanges from that. Eat shit and die, Ricky. Eat shit and live, Bill. Like, dude. Fucking holy shit, you just destroyed him. It's great. Best comeback in movie history, I think. Greatest comeback in movie history. Just Oscar award winning exchange right there. A really underrated slasher is Doom Asylum. Also, Edge of the Axe Arrow has released copies of them. Highly recommended. Doom Asylum. Okay, so I know about some of the Doom movies, if that's what you're talking about, some of those. I don't know anything about Doom Asylum though. Oh, this is not a Doom movie. This is a horror comedy from the late 80s. Interesting. And it's on Tubi for free. So there you go. I don't know anyone from the cast. Don't recognize the director, but you know what? This might be something I have to check out. So it does not have a Rotten Tomatoes score, which is always something that makes me want to watch a movie more and more, because I'm like, what's up with this? Like, this movie wasn't recognized by anything really big. So what's the deal here? Is this an underrated gem, or is this something that's just kind of meh? It's always either one or the other. So I'm always intrigued by movies like that. So good stuff. Jacob Browning, thank you so much for another super chat, man. Last chance since I'm leaving, but hot take. Sleepaway Camp 2 and Slumber Party Massacre 2 are better than the first. Ooh! That is a hot take. I could almost agree with you, Jacob, on Slumber Party Massacre 2, because there's a lot to love about that second film. Sleepaway Camp 2 to me is like, it's pretty good. I like it, but the Angela I just feel like isn't as good as Felissa Rose personally. That's just my hot take maybe, but she's good. She's not bad. I'm not saying she's bad, but Felissa Rose, man, amazing. Really brings it in that first one. Slumber Party Massacre 2 though is Slumber Party Massacre 2 is amazing because of the killer with the fucking guitar and all that. Oh my god. It's insane. It's one of those insane sequels. I love the first two Slumber Party Massacres are both great. The third one, whatever, but I love that. And the remake, also great. So Jacob, thank you so much for the super chats. And if you gotta leave, thank you so much for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Doom Asylum is cheesy as it gets. Edge of the Axe is a murder mystery, but great in my opinion. Nice. Okay, I'll have to check out both of those. I got it all. I got a whole tab open for it. So there we go. Not okay. Well, if you're requesting if you're only at your request, Ghostface, I don't want to get stabbed after all, but at least it's not the bees.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
Would you be against a Back to the Future reboot? I remember they were talking about doing one of these with Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland, and to that I would just say no. We don't really need that. Come on, like there's a lot of things I feel like you can remake and reboot, do a sequel to, do a prequel to. That would make a lot of sense. Where it's like, oh, there's some more story there that could be told. Like, why are they not doing anything with that? Back to the Future, I don't feel like is one of those things. Personally, I don't know. I feel like I love the 3 Back to the Future movies we have, and that's really all we need. That's a special thing that happened at a certain time in the 80s. It's very exclusive to that time. I feel like it's something you couldn't really remake. I don't think. I really don't feel like it's necessary. Jaws is one of those things like Back to the Future where it's like, oh, you can't redo that. No way. But Jaws, I feel like you could do a legacy sequel too with Richard Dreyfuss. Hot take, but I feel like you could do it if they did it right and not anything like the sequels, like the other sequels, you know. Mr. Unknown, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I would like to see a Nightmare on Elm Street movie set during Christmas. Ooh. Santa Freddy, with Freddy using the parents and kids' presents against them to kill them. It's almost like Krampus meets Nightmare on Elm Street. That could be actually really cool. I would love to see some stuff like that. Freddy has always been like a kind of killer that would work with that setting. Like he's very supernatural, obviously, very fantastical. Those movies have this really crazy fantastical element to them that I feel like would work as a Christmas movie a lot. Because a lot of those like the old school Christmas movies, like the animated ones too, not animated in the typical sense, but with like the claymation and all that, those movies, they have this fantastical edge to them that's like really fun and great. I love a lot of those. And now adding that stream of horror into it, like throwing that flavor basically into a kid's Christmas movie, throwing Freddy in there. What does that look like? What does that look like with some like Christmas music, maybe, you know, and all that? It could be silly like Krampus, but it could also be like scary like Nightmare on Elm Street and have some of those like cool sequences and iconic shots, iconic kills. I like that. I really like that idea. Thank you so much for the super chat, Mr. Unknown. Great idea too. Good stuff. Love Tatum. CC Cooper comes close. If you're talking about favorite characters from Scream, interesting. I like that. I just watched Scream today with my brother. I really enjoy, like I said, I always enjoy that. Always a good time. I don't like, the more and more I watch that, the more I like Tatum. I'll say that. Cause like I never loved her character all that much, but I watched it again today and I'm like, okay, you know, Tatum's pretty cool. She's got some funny moments throughout. She always just kind of felt like, oh, she's just Sydney's friend's character. Doesn't have a whole lot of personality. But the more I watch it, the more I'm like, okay, good stuff. Some good stuff. What else do we got here? Esteban. I also like Olivia's death. Very brutal. Esteban, I don't know what you're talking about with that. If that's a movie, that must be something sick. I hope if it is though, I'll have to check it out. Once again, more things to add to the watch list. So let's go up a little bit so you guys can see the Lighthouse shirt that I'm sporting. Look at this seagull. Look at him. I like him. He goes squaw, squaw. I like it. I'm addicted to what's up?
What's up? What's up?
I saved that just for you, Ghostface. Just for you. Just for you. Let's make sure my audio sounds good. Okay, it does. fantastic. We can take the headache goggles off, or whatever the heck we want to call them. Gonna be honest, the more I watch Scream 4, the more I like it. I too like Scream 4. It's slowly becoming my favorite sequel again. It used to be, but then kind of Scream 5 took that place for a little while, but now it's starting to move down, and Scream 4 is starting to go up. So I love Scream 4, man. I don't know, something, it hits different. I think it's one of the most genius scripts of all the sequels. I just appreciate it the most, I think. The more I watch it, the more I'm like, the commentary in the first movie's done very well on the horror genre and all that. And I feel like the only other sequel to really get it up to par with the original is Scream 4. Honestly, I feel like it comments on remakes really well, like in a very original and different take. Scream 4 is probably my favorite sequel, man. I love it. I think it's a very underrated sequel. Very, very underrated film. And surprisingly, the least successful Scream movie at the box office, which is unfortunate. Something that you would love to see in Scream 6. We were talking about this a little earlier. I always talk so vaguely. I'll give you a different answer, because earlier I had said, something different. Like I just don't want to be watching it and be watching Scream 2, but in 2023. That's what I don't want to see that with Scream 6. But specifically, something I want to see with Scream 6 a little more than that is a cliffhanger ending. I really feel like this is something that they can do now, because let's be honest, if this movie makes more than the last film, which it probably will, they will definitely do another film. They definitely have the influence to make another one. It's like, okay, you made a Scream movie that made 140 million at the box office. Nice. Make a sequel. Okay, this one makes almost 200 million. Nice. Good job, guys. Okay, make a Scream 7. It'll make money. And you know what they could do in the meantime if they wanted to plan this out as a whole trilogy? Come up with something to get us to go to Scream 7 even more, like get us more excited about it. Cliffhanger ending is the way to do that, I'd say. It's something we've never been able to do in the Scream franchise because the future has always been so blurry. But now with the new success of this latest film and with everyone kind of doing trilogies for all that, for their new sequel trilogies and all of that, I think this would be the perfect opportunity to finally do that in the Scream franchise. It's something we've never seen done before, and we could get that guarantee of like, oh yeah, we're definitely seeing something moving forward. We're definitely going to get this cliffhanger resolved at some point, because cliffhangers are great for a while, but if you never get them resolved, that also sucks. But we have a chance right now to do something like that in the Scream franchise, and I really hope they take a cool risk with this next film. It doesn't necessarily have to be something like that specifically, but something that is a big risk that could get paid off in the next film. That's a really good idea, because Scream 7's probably happening, even though it's not confirmed. Not confirmed, but yeah, I think it's probably happening. Would you ever write a horror film? Asks CJ Taft. Well, CJ, I don't know if you know this or not, man, but I am working on a Scream fan film at the moment. We're filming it. We did we ran the whole Kickstarter last March, and now we're like we did all the pre-production stuff already. We're filming. We're like actually filming it now, and I wrote it with my buddy Matt. I'm very excited for you guys to see it. Come this December 20th of this year. It should be out. So I hope so, at least. So I'm very excited for you guys to all see that. If you guys want to subscribe to my second channel, which is, I believe it's on my page here, on my channels tab, Trigger Mortis Productions, you will be seeing that in December over on that page. That's where all my movies and all that stuff will live. So some good stuff over there. Have you seen the Babysitter movies? Yes, I absolutely love the first one. Probably my favorite Mick G movie, like out of all of his films. I think that's the one I like the most. I'm not like a huge fan of him as a director, but I really like the Babysitter movies, especially the first one. I think the first one absolutely slays. It's hilarious. It's scary. It's bloody. What's her name? Samara Weaving is just so good as a killer, man. She's gotta be in Scream 6. Like, come on, just announce it already. Come on, make that happen. I want that. I want this movie to be something really special. And if Samara Weaving was in it possibly as a killer or a red herring, I'd be so interested. I'd be so down. I'd be like, okay, Scream 6, I'm in. Let's go. The second movie's not bad, but it loses a really crucial part of what made that first film so great. And they try to replace Jenna Ortega specifically Samara Weaving with Jenna Ortega. And like, listen, Jenna's doing her best and she kills it in that movie. She really steals the show, but I didn't realize how much I liked Samara Weaving in that movie specifically until I saw Babysitter 2 and was like, yeah, this is missing something without her. Like, I really like Jenna Ortega, and I think the kid's name is like Judah Lewis or something like that. I can't remember his name in IRL, but their relationship is really well written. I think it's fun to watch for sure. But Samara Weaving is the best part of those movies. I think, for me at least. Her friends aren't bad. Like King Batch and all that is funny. He has some funny moments, but she's the driving force of both those films. And unfortunately, she's only in the second one for like a small cameo, and that's about it. Kind of disappointing for me personally. Have you seen the Fear Street trilogy? To which I would say yes. I really enjoyed 1994. The first time I watched the second one, I didn't love it, but the more I've watched it twice, I've watched the whole series twice now. And Fear Street 1978 is probably my favorite now, although maybe at first it didn't. There's a lot of problems with it, which is so weird to me. Like, spatial logic is something they really didn't get down for the second Fear Street movie, which is something I kind of take issue with at multiple moments. There's like multiple times where I'm like, well, spatially, that doesn't make any sense. How would they be on the other side of that, the tunnel or whatever, when it caved in? Like, they're inside the cave or scene or whatever, and then suddenly the thing caves in, and like they're out of the tunnel. Like, they were definitely in it a second ago, and then when it cuts, they're outside of it. That's a huge mistake in that Fear Street trilogy. But 94 is also fantastic. I think 94 maybe has the best kill of the entire trilogy. But I really enjoyed them. They're great. I'd love to see some more Fear Street movies in the future, if possible. They have a lot of source material to use in that. So wouldn't be a bad idea at all. Jake, do you think Jenna will be a new Scream Queen like JML? Jamie Lee Curtis? Who the fuck's JML? who do I not know? Do I not know this person? Oh my God. Jenna Ortega is like slowly making herself the Scream Queen of this new generation. I'll tell you what, with X, with Scream, with actually The Babysitter too. There you go. She has a lot of great roles in a lot of big horror movies. So I'm very excited to see where she takes all of this. Anya Taylor-Joy is probably my favorite like female actress in horror movies lately. She's just amazing. Everything she's in is so good. She's in this new movie from like Warner Bros, I think, that comes out soon, called like it's something about food, and like it's like a cult or something. I just saw the trailer for it the other day, and it looks really cool. Anything she's in, I will absolutely watch. Same with Jenna Ortega, horror movie wise, for sure. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see what she does next and where she goes with it. Y'all have a wonderful day. Have to go back to work. Love you, Jake. Keep up the good work. Thanks for stopping by, Adam. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks. Thank you. The meat slicer kill was amazing. Yes, it was, Maverick. Oh my God, that was so good, dude. I can't remember that girl's name, but man, when her head goes through that meat slicer, man, that made that Fear Street 94 for me. And the Killer soundtrack, and Maya Hawke getting just decimated in that opening scene. Man, so good. So good. Some good stuff. If you're talking, Menu, I believe it was called Menu. Oh, I like Malachi. I like your profile picture there. Nice. Yeah, I gotta look. So I haven't heard anything about this Menu movie, but I saw Men the other day when I saw that, and this came up, the trailer for it. I'm like, oh, this looks cool. It comes out in November. It's about the film, penned by Will Tracy and Seth Reese, focuses on a young couple who visits an exclusive destination restaurant on a remote island where the acclaimed chef has prepared a lavish tasting menu along with some shocking surprise. Ooh, cool. Yeah, no, honestly, I'm very interested in this one. Who plays the chef? It was like a really big actor. Is it Ralph Fiennes? I think someone along those lines. Yeah. And Anya Taylor-Joy is in it as well. Emma Stone is in it. Nicholas Hoult. There's a lot of big people in that. So I'm pumped for it. Honestly, it looks good. The trailer looks crazy. So I'm excited. Menu. Check it out. Is Jenna good in Studio 666? Still haven't watched that. So I'll say this, KL. This is a band that made a horror movie. So like, it all kind of depends on like How do you feel about that? Like, are you going into this movie with like the highest expectations? You probably shouldn't, because this is the Foo Fighters making their first movie, essentially. That's how it feels. And yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's not the greatest horror movie in the world, but is it fun? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's crazy. It's cool to see like Grohl just going nuts and doing what he does in that movie. There's some good kills. And yeah, Jenna Ortega's great in it too. So I recommend it. It's a fun time. Don't go into it with high expectations though, because you might be disappointed. So, and yeah, she does have a smaller role. She's not like the main focus of it. The band is like the main focus, you know? So yeah. Any tips for writing a script? You know, this is I get this question sometimes, and it's not an easy question to answer. It's really not. I think writing a script is kind of like you want to put yourself onto those pages. Put something from your own personal experience into a story. Don't just write like something that's like, oh, this is Evil Dead but on an island, because I did that the other day. I wrote a script for something that was literally just Evil Dead but on a tropical island, and I'm like, this is not enough to keep me interested. In a movie, if I was watching this movie, I would just think to myself, well, this is just Evil Dead on an island. Don't do that. Don't just write this, but this, you know what I mean? Do your own thing, write your own ideas, put them to the page, try to scare people, make people laugh with whatever crazy idea you can come up with. Try not to be too inspired from other things you like. But also if you want to, you know, if you're like, oh, okay, this might be cool if I threw this little dash of something in there, go ahead and do that. But don't just make your whole concept another thing with this, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is just going to be Evil Dead, but bam, it's doing this. You know what I mean? Like, do something crazy, do something else, do something of your own idea. It's going to take you a long time to boil that down, but get it there. Just make it happen. What movie were you talking about that had a Randy-like character that said, hey, everyone, you know who I am? I'm Randy from Scream. Oh, I was talking about Scare Package the other day. I believe that's the movie maybe I was talking about. That's the only film I can think of. So Scare Package is this movie on Shudder. I can't remember if it's an original or not, but it's a 2019 film. It's like a very meta horror movie. But it's also like it's an anthology. Like it's an anthology film. I recommend it. It's pretty good. I don't think it deserves an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's a bit much, I would say, but it's good. It's a fun movie. I recommend it. The humor is hilarious. The gore's even better. And there's also, like I said, there's some meta commentary throughout too, which is cool. So it's not Scream good, not even close, but it's good. I recommend it. Scare Package. Check it out. Scare Package. I like the name. I really like the titles there. So what the fuck? What is oh no. Hello, son. What oh my god. That's hilarious. You got the picture of me in the Willy's Wonderland costume when I did a little kind of cosplay of that. It's just me wearing the shirt and then I got that face. I love that. I love it. My son is in the chat. I'm so proud. I'm so happy you're here, son. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by, my child. Jenna Ortega was in a movie called The Fallout, and it is amazing. So I've heard about this. A few people recommended it to me. I'll have to check this one out. I have not, like I said, I haven't checked it out yet, but a few people were like, oh, you gotta check it out. It's pretty good. So Jenna Ortega is amazing in everything she's in. I mean, even in the few moments she really gets to act in Scream 5, she gives a great performance, man. Oh my God, she's fantastic in that. The hospital scenes, especially. Like, listen, I know I joke about how I'm like, oh, well, there's too many hospitals in horror movies. I joke about that, but the hospital scenes in Scream 5 are actually really well done. The dialogue between Sam and Tara, if that's not in the movie, there's no development with either of those characters. So those scenes are very crucial to me. I really enjoyed those a lot. I love what they did. What Jenna Ortega, just her acting in that whole scene is just so believable, so great, really well done. So she's fantastic, especially like in that movie, in The Babysitter. Like I said, she kind of steals the show in The Babysitter too. She's like a really good new addition. If she wasn't there, I probably wouldn't like that movie that much, I'll be honest. So she really steals the show in that second Babysitter film too. Which Scream TV series character would you recommend being in Scream 6? Caleb, this is an interesting question because I'm curious if they do something along the lines of like, oh, we're gonna connect the show with the movies, because this is something that's been talked about for a while. I don't know if they actually do it or not. Who's the girl that's in like both season 1 and 2? I'll be honest with y'all. I watched it once, and I really don't have an interest in watching it again. It's pretty good. Like, it's good. It just doesn't have the rewatchability that like the movies have. So, but I can't remember the one girl's name, but is it Audrey? I think it's Audrey. Yeah. Audrey, I could see being in the movies. I could see her doing it. That's who I was thinking of. I could see her actually like being, she was a pretty well done character, pretty well written, I think. I could see her possibly being in this or something like that. That could be cool. But I don't know if they ever actually connect the series with the movies. I just don't feel like I've talked about this before. I don't feel like the series is as good as the movies. Like, I would personally put all the movies above any of the seasons of the TV show. It's good. It's not bad, but the movies are just so much better to me. It's not a bad show. It's enjoyable. Like I said, I watched it once. But I really don't have a reason to go back and check it out again. Like, I think the movies are all very rewatchable. You can watch all those multiple times and catch stuff you missed. You're like, oh, no way. This was like a hint as to who the killer was. I totally missed that. You can watch those movies many times and not catch everything. So I love that about the films. And I feel like the show just doesn't quite have that as well as some of the movies. If they do a Scream remake, hopefully not, maybe you could be Randy. Oh my God. Listen, that's the only reason I would want them to make a Scream remake for me to play one of the silly characters. I'd love to be the Randy. Oh my God. Oh, that'd be fun. Or maybe Stu. I'd love to play Stu too. If I was in one of those movies, I'd love to be like the live her alone. Get it? Hey, it's a joke. I love that. That's so funny. I just watched Scream again today, and man, I don't know. You know what? Speaking of rewatchability with the Scream movies, I literally just caught something today that I never noticed. When they're at the party scene, Randy is going like, "Hey, who wants to watch Hellraiser?" Or no, what's he saying? He's like, "Oh, who wants to watch Halloween?" And people start going, "Hey," like that. And then he's like, "Hey, who wants to watch Hellraiser?" And he kind of gets a bigger celebration for Hellraiser. Can I just say that? More people were excited to watch Hellraiser. They ended up watching Halloween. I think that's really interesting that it was between those two choices. And then that's pretty cool. I never caught that until now. So, the Marvel Lord, what is going on? How is Kirby still alive? Thought she died, unless she got some plot armor. Well, the Marvel Lord, I will say two things about Kirby, which is why I'm totally okay with her still being alive. Wes Craven, all the way back in like 2015, I believe, had tweeted something, but like this was before he died, something along the lines of like, well, we cut away before we actually saw Kirby die. So like technically she's not dead. So he didn't say that necessarily, but he did say kind of going along the lines of like, oh, maybe she's still alive. He was hinting at that. And I think honestly, he did wanted to keep her alive because like I've said this a few times now, that they were planning on doing a Scream 5 right after that, but Scream 4 flopped. Unfortunately, they were going to continue the Jill story. It was going to end with her just getting in the ambulance. And that was it. There was no hospital scene at the end of that film. So to me, I think it would have been really cool if they continued it and then brought back Kirby. Oh, it would have been a shock. It would have been like, oh, no way, Kirby's still alive. This is crazy. But I don't think it's that she has plot armor. I've heard a lot of people saying this about Kirby, but like they've been setting that up for a while that Kirby was going to come back. And they probably set it up that in the fifth movie, let's say Wes Craven did get to make the fifth Scream movie, they probably would have brought her back, would have been my guess. So the fact that they did bring her back in a little Easter egg in Scream 5 was awesome. And now she's actually coming back for the sixth film. To me, I feel like it makes a lot of sense and it works. If it was any other character though, who wasn't really set up to come back at some point, I don't know. To me, you guys know how I feel about that. Hey, Jake, I really enjoy your videos, man. Such amazing content. Thank you so much. By the way, I subscribed to your channel a couple weeks ago. Well, welcome, Caleb. Welcome to the KillJoy family of horror movies. There you go. We don't have friends here. We just have horror movies. But you know what? We're all kind of friends. It's all good. We just like to joke about that. So, but welcome aboard, Caleb. Welcome. Oh my God. We have multiple KillJoy Jakes in here. Hello. What is up? I have clones now. This is fun. This is great. it's like looking in a mirror, you know? There's a lot of ghost faces out there, to which I can only say this.
Holy shit, it's Ghostface!
What else we got? My favorite Mickey quote was, "He's just the type of boy you'd bring home to mom if you had a mom." Savage Mickey right here. Yeah, my favorite horror, my favorite Mickey line is when the great reveal, the greatest reveal in all of the Scream movies ever of all time, when Billy's mother comes out and he just goes, "Billy's mother," with it, like he's doing this thing with his neck, and it's amazing. I love it. Holy shit, it's Ghostface. I don't know where you got that picture of me, by the way. Like, that is an old ass picture, but it is it's great. Look at that. I got that Florence Pugh frown going on in that picture. It's great. It's awesome. Cult of Jakes. That's my dream. No, I kid, of course. What's up, Cody Ghostface? Just woke up to an alarm saying you were on, and I had to hop on and say, "What's up?" Well, to you, good sir, I say, "What's up?"
What's up? What's
up? You know what I'm saying. Glad to be here, Jake. What would you want to see with a new Nightmare on Elm Street doing? Well, I'll say this. Think like a director productions. For a new Nightmare movie, this is a film that I feel like needs to rework some of the background information with with the Nightmare franchise, which is all over the place about Freddy's backstory, how to kill Freddy, the characters. I need some consistency with a new Nightmare movie, which I feel like is the biggest reason we have Wes Craven returning to the franchise with new Nightmare and just kind of saying, "Hey, all those sequels, fuck that. We're doing our own thing. We're basically just doing like a remake of the original with all the old characters, but it's gonna be meta and IRL." That's a great take, great idea, Mr. Craven. I think that's awesome. I love that. I think that's what we need to do with a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Do a requel that's just a continuation to just the original film, because even in 3, some of the stuff gets muddied. I like 3. I think it's fun. It's a great sequel. But that's honestly a franchise where we could use a requel that kind of ignores all the other sequels, because man, some of that stuff gets messy. So I'd say start it over. Let's do something different. Let's do something totally. I'm always down to do crazy stuff with franchises, if you haven't heard me say that enough times. What else we got? Stole it out of my mouth. There you go. Could there be another Friday the 13th? Michael Rice asks. Yes, technically. I know the Jason Lives screenwriter wrote something for like a prequel movie idea with baby Jason and all that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to see that. I really don't. I want to see a brand new Friday the 13th film that's like just the same as the original. I feel very different with every horror franchise. Like, some franchises, I want them to reinvent themselves, do something new, but I think the charm of all the Friday the 13th movies is they're essentially the same thing over and over and over again, the second movie onward, but they always add some other element that's like different to it. Like, they always add one more little building block on top of what has already been established. And to me, that's so cool. So let's do that with Friday the 13th, part 13. Give me something that's essentially just the same old, Jason running around killing people, and then add a little something else on top of that. So what is going on in the chat right now? KillJoy Jake, sir. Hello, son. Hello, father. What is up, Dad? How's it hanging? I love this picture of me too. You guys are pulling some y'all are pulling some whack fucking pictures of me. I love it. Some good stuff. Oh my God. Do you think Scream 6 will reference Halloween Kills or Halloween Ends? Well, I'll be honest with you, Extron Gaming, I feel like it would be a massive miss if they didn't. I really thought Scream 5 would be a huge commentary on that. And, instead they decided to make a commentary on the Star Wars franchise, which kind of strange. I'm not going to lie, but I feel like there's a lot of things you could comment and make fun of with the Halloween 2018, which has been such a big staple in horror movies. Listen, love it or hate it, it's influenced a lot of other horror films that have come out recently, including Scream 5. So even though Scream 5 didn't necessarily like specifically comment on that movie, I feel like it could have, and it could have done it very well. I enjoyed the fact that they made fun of, like, yes, another sequel trilogy to something else. Like, okay, perfect. Like, make fun of Star Wars. That's definitely like the worst of them all. Hot take, but not really. But I think you could have kept it in the realm of horror. I did appreciate Scream 5 for trying to comment outside of what it usually comments on. Like the Scream franchise typically just comments on horror movies in general, but they had an opportunity with Scream 5, I think, to comment on the new big thing, because remakes were a big thing in the thousands. Scream 4 comments on that in 2011. Now requels have become a big thing since 2018 onward, and I feel like kind of was a missed opportunity that they didn't focus specifically on the horror requels opposed to like Star Wars. Like, I don't even think, is Halloween 2018 even mentioned? Like once, I think, right? Like Mindy references Halloween 2018 for the requels talk because that was before Kills came out. Yeah, and that's it, right? Like that's really the only time I feel like they reference that. And I feel like you could have made a whole movie just making fun of Halloween 2018. I like that film, personally. I know some people don't like it, and that's totally fine. I just feel like, to me, almost kind of a missed opportunity. They didn't focus Scream 5 entirely on making fun of Halloween 2018. There's a lot of things you could have made fun of, too. Like, I feel like it's a pretty easy target to make fun of, like Jamie Lee Curtis too, as well. Like, and Michael Myers. Like, you have an old killer coming back to kill people. It works, I think, in Halloween 2018 and Kills with both the characters of Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. I personally really like it, but you definitely could have made fun of that a little bit in Scream and made a whole like story based off of that. You could have even had an old killer come back from the grave, essentially, maybe, who was thought to be dead for the longest time, but actually wasn't. I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about. Kind of a cool opportunity that I feel like they could have taken and like made fun of. And I've talked about this before. If they do end up bringing that said character back, I'm not even going to say the name because then the chat's just going to go crazy. But like, they should have used that character to comment specifically on all these requels and all that. They could tell a story like that, I think, successfully, and it would be cool. But now I feel like they kind of got their own thing going on that they set up. So go that way. I am just I can't even keep a straight face. KillJoy Jake's son is busy on Red Right Hand says, hello, finding yet another interesting picture of me on the set of Red Right Hand. Cool. Welcome Jakes. Welcome to the cult. Yes, my sons are all here. Oh yeah. What am I saying? Halloween had fire in the 2018 one, but he survived it, kind of like Freddy Krueger. So in the next one, it could have Freddy Krueger with Michael Myers, which Michael Myers kills him. Michael, anything is possible. Anything is always possible. So with these movies. So Horror Tori is in the chat. What is going on? What's going on? Welcome. Yurdy G is also here talking about leaking Red Right Hand. Yo, I trusted you, Yurdy. I trusted you, my dude. No, I'm kidding. Hey, you know nothing, Yurdy G. Listen, we talked a little bit about it when we met up. I told you little bits and pieces here and there, but I didn't tell you the whole thing, my guy. So don't be doing no leaking. Don't be doing none of that. I kid, of course. Or actually, I don't kid. Please don't leak anything. So I'll cry. I'll cry myself to sleep. I'll be honest. Wow, it's 9:15 for me, says Richard Stevens, and guess what? It is 9:15 here as well. So you are not alone, Richard. There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie. Good stuff. I love it. Tyler Neville says, love your channel. Thank you so much, Tyler. I love that you're here hanging out. I appreciate that. It's nearly 3 a.m. in the UK. My God, KL. Listen, I appreciate you stopping by the stream, but I hope you get some sleep. I hope you don't got anything going on tomorrow. I guess. I'm so sorry, KL. What's up, Yurdy? Hey, yo, says Tori. I don't know if she did the AO or not. I did that, but rent out a movie theater and have a premiere for it. I'm buying a first class flight to see it. Perfect. There you go, Yurdy. Hey, listen, if you want to be in a scene, I need people. So if you're going to be in like the Cleveland area, you know, you're just vibing or whatever, sometime in June, hit me up, my guy. So we'll get it going. What if there was a mafia ghost face for killers in Scream 6? I would love to see like a cult of ghost faces. I think that would just be so much fun. Could you imagine like a whole cult, like just like a whole group of people like just going and killing people in the ghost face costumes? They've always kind of looked a little like culty to me. Does that make any sense? Like the ghost face costume just inherently looks like something a bunch of like cult members would wear. I feel like maybe I'm the only one who feels that way, but like I just feel like there's something there that maybe was unintentional with the ghost face costume that you could explore in a sequel along those lines. I don't know if they go that route in Scream 6. They might. I would be so down for it though if they did. So I like all the Scream quotes, by the way. Extron quoting Dewey. I like that. Some good stuff. I wonder how a group of friends in real life would actually handle a ghost face situation. Cody, this is something we explored and talked about a lot in like writing Red Right Hand and all that. We were kind of going back and forth about what do we want to how would you deal with that? Like how would I deal with that with my actual friends? We had that conversation and we came to a lot of weird conclusions about like how things would actually play out. How they maybe if there was a killer out there and everyone knew about it, someone would figure it out. Like here's the thing. The big thing about Red Right Hand is that not everybody knows that Ghostface killing is going on the entire movie, which I think is something we explored that feels a little more real than, because I feel like if you're in a group of friends, right, and you know all these people for a long time, and one of them is the killer, you probably could figure it out. You could probably figure it out. And there's a few scenes like that in Red Right Hand where it's like maybe someone figures it out early, which is kind of it's a really interesting scene that turns everything on its head. You'll see. So KillJoy Jake is gonna be Ghost in Red Right Hand says, hey. And yes, once again another hilarious picture of me. Thank you so much for bringing all these out. I will say, like, yeah, obviously I've already revealed this. In the first act, you get the ghost faces revealed to you, but there's still a mystery. There's still something you got to figure out throughout the entire film. I will be playing one of the ghost face killers as well as my brother. You probably already saw that in the last Red Right Hand. But there's more to it than just that. There's still a mystery element, baby. So I probably already revealed what that is, but if I haven't, I'll leave you in suspense until December. So trust me, it's worth the wait. It'll be worth the wait. So I'd handle it like a boss, says Horror Tory. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably cry. I could not handle real life horror situations. I'm a softie. Listen, I love animals. I have two little baby kitties that I love so much to death. I don't think I could do it. I love watching horror movies. I love writing horrible things that happen to people and stuff in my in all my notes and shit. We're already kind of in my free time, which I don't have a whole lot of it. I'm already working on literally the next project. So I already know what I want to do next. So I love doing it. Like I could spend my entire day just coming up with crazy horror stories and ideas. I love it so much. It's so great to go back and forth with friends about it too. It's a great time. So, but anyways, let's answer some more questions because it's Q&A Sunday, baby. Let's go. And I'm probably going to, just so everyone knows, I'm probably going to go off around 9:50 so that you guys can all head over to Fate Decided stream, who's doing a birthday stream tonight. So there you go. Happy birthday to him. Make sure to check that out. What will Scream 6 commentary be about? Scream 5 was requels and toxic fandom. I will say I did like the commentary on toxic fandom in Scream 5. I did really enjoy that. I thought that was cool. I feel like a lot of people misconstrued what they were trying to say, but I did really appreciate it because toxic fandom isn't just about the people who love the franchise. It's about people who hate the franchise too. It's both sides of that coin, which I feel like maybe some of that went over people's heads with the last movie. But I really think that Scream 6 should focus a little more on the whole requel idea, maybe the whole idea about like certain characters coming back into a movie that like wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. I just think that would work a whole lot, because there's a lot of the requels all have this thing where it's like they all bring back characters, all of them, Jurassic World, the Star Wars movies, they all bring back characters that maybe weren't important to the story. So let's make fun of that a little bit. Why not poke some fun? It's not like intentionally mean or anything like that. It's not. It's just poking fun at something that everyone seems to be doing. So I think that would be fun. KillJoy Jake looks like a bug said, "Welcome back." Listen. When you look like a bug and you have a 5 head like this, you just gotta own it, my friends. You want some inspiration from a guy who's kind of ugly? My spirit animal is a pug, because it's so ugly, it's cute. I feel the same way. I feel like I'm just so ugly, I'm a little tiny bit cute. Maybe that sounds like I'm full of myself, but I did just say I'm super ugly. So there you go. Should I check out The Lighthouse? Well, yes, you definitely should. I highly recommend it. From the past 10 years, possibly one of my favorite horror films. Maybe almost in the top 10 list, I'd say. I love The Lighthouse. I did a whole video on The Witch and The Lighthouse from director Robert Eggers today, which I wonder how that video's doing. It wasn't doing so hot earlier, but hey, that's okay. We're at, what are we at? 145 views. Nice. That's not great, but that's okay. You should check it out though. I recommend it. It's a good video. I also recommend both The Lighthouse and The Witch from Robert Eggers, as well as his latest film, The Northman, which I believe you can watch on VOD now, if I'm not mistaken. So, do you think they should kill off Sydney in Scream 7? Well, if Scream 7 happens, I don't think so. I really do agree with what Neve Campbell said about the character, about how Sidney Prescott kind of represents getting over trauma. I mean, look at her character. In Screams 1 through 4, she went through some shits. And now in Scream 5, which is 11 years after the events of Scream 4, I believe, 10 or 11 years, we see her now prospering and just living a great life. She has a family now. That's awesome. Good for Sydney. I don't think she shouldn't die. Maybe, like, if they want to kill Gail and it makes sense, I'm down for it. I'm starting to feel a little differently about the whole Dewey thing, man. Listen, I got to see Scream 6 before my opinion completely shifts on this. But if they don't do anything with the fact that they killed a legacy character in the last movie, if that was just for shock value, not happy. Not happy with that. The moment I saw that, I'm like, this is definitely going to set up something in 6. But the more I hear about Scream 6, the less I think that that's going to be the case. So I'm holding my judgment for now, but if they just killed him for shock value, I really don't think they did, but I'm starting to feel some doubts, man. Silas Murray says, I can't really get into the Evil Dead franchise, but I tried. Well, I mean, it's not for everybody. The Evil Dead movies are very visceral, very like scary films, very fever dreamy, I would say. They're not for everybody. Me personally, I think it's maybe the best horror franchise out there. I don't think anything tops it. I love it. I love all 4 of the movies. They're all masterpieces in their own right, I would say. But I'm super pumped for this 5th film that comes out this year sometime. So probably an October release date, but we really don't have any news about it. But now that the game is out, now that the Evil Dead game is out, I bet we get a whole bunch of news about it. Don't quote me on that, but if I had to guess, I would say probably sometime soon. So... Where do you think the killers hide their ghost face costumes? They change so quick and we never see any characters carry a bag with them. Well, if we did, Malik, I feel like it would be kind of obvious who the killers are. So there's this wonderful thing called movie magic where we don't necessarily see everything we have to see, and not everything makes sense. And you can pretty much any movie that's ever been made that's fictitious, you could be like, well, there's some aspect of that doesn't make sense. But I feel like if you judge a movie that hard, you're just really not going to be able to enjoy anything, because no story, no script is perfect. You're always going to be finding plot holes if you're looking for them, I guess. So to me, I feel like this is something that really doesn't bug me, because it's like, if we're going to judge a movie off of like every single logistical thing, you're not going to enjoy anything is how I see it. But yeah, I mean, they probably just hide it in a closet somewhere or something. Maybe they had just enough time to throw that in somewhere. Hey, give them the benefit of the doubt. Why not? That's what I say. Give movies the benefit of the doubt until something's really ridiculous. That's like, okay, that doesn't make it. Like, spatial logic is something I can't get over. I was talking about the Fear Street movies earlier, but I was talking a little bit about how like some spatial logic in the second Fear Street movie doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like it feels like there's characters who are in that little cave thing at one point, it collapses, suddenly they're outside of it. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But you know what? It's still a great movie. I still really enjoyed it. So what about a Scream movie where we knew who the killer was the whole time and we follow them throughout as the main character as their journey of terror? Well, Jay Myers, I'll tell you what, you might want to stick around on this page for a little longer, especially in December when my Scream fan film comes out, because that's the whole concept of it, Jay. I've always been interested in exploring what a Scream movie would look like from the killer's perspective, and we're currently filming a fan film for that, if you were not aware, and it comes out December 20th of this year. So make sure to check that out. It's going to be fun. I love the whole idea of what's a Scream movie from the killer's perspective, because it's not a typical Scream movie. I feel like from the killer's perspective, it's a psychological horror film that has a certain element of terror that even the survivors in the Scream movies are not experiencing. And we're going to try to tap into that with this movie. Do you think the opening kill should be a guy for Scream 6? Well, like I like necessarily, I mean, I don't really know if that particularly matters, but I do want to see some like a character possibly from the last film get murked in the opening for Scream 6. I've talked a lot about Chad, who is a guy getting killed for the opening of Scream 6. That could be cool. I don't know if I necessarily want to see I'm like not super attached to like one thing or the other. So I don't know. With Scream 6, though, I could definitely see Chad being the opening kill. I think it would be upsetting because I love Chad and I want to see I want to get another scene with him at least. I hope they don't just kill him super fast. Like give him his 11 minutes for the opening scene. You know what I'm saying? If they decide to do that, or maybe they kill somebody else in the opening scene. It all depends. All depends on where they take it. But I would love to see. I'd love to see anybody. I would love to know who they do end up going, which route they go with the opening kill. I'm curious what they do with it, because now that this is the sequel, right, to Scream 5, essentially. Like, yeah, it's Scream 6, but it's the sequel to Scream 5. Where do they take it from here? Can we keep all the survivors from the last film in this next film alive the whole movie? Like, are they just going to try to set them up as the legacy characters, or are they going to actually kill some of them? Feel like they're kind of in a box with that. They kind of have to kill some of them to make the mystery element work. Because, like, I feel like those main four characters are pretty clear of being Ghostface. I don't think they're going to go that route. Like, if they do end up going the third killer route or something along those lines, Cult of Ghostface, it's not going to be with any of our living characters. At least I don't think. I'm not a betting man, but I would probably... That's kind of where I'm leaning, you know? So, I don't know. What if Joel came back in Scream 6 to reunite with Gale one last time? Should he survive or be killed off? You know, I will say this, a lot of returning Scream characters who are not the OG3 don't exactly have the best survival rate when they come back for a second film, i.e. Randy, Judy Hicks. I'm trying to think of some more just off the top of my head, but those are the two that I can think of for sure that were like, oh, they were big characters that people really liked. They get brought back for a second film and they just fucking bite it. So I feel like that might be the case with Kirby in this next film, which I kind of hope is not the case, but I could see it happening. Joel, if he comes back for this film, I feel like that would be fitting since Scream 6 is essentially Radio Silence's Scream 2. Let's have Joel come back. That'd be awesome. I don't want Joel to die though. Joel, what's so great about Joel is that he books it when things get too crazy. Let's have Joel come back and do the same thing. I'd actually think that'd be kind of funny. Like, do it in a new original way. Don't do it the exact same way in Scream 2. But if he does that and he dips out when stuff gets too crazy, that'd be pretty funny, honestly. I'd be down for that. What's the fascination of people wanting Ross Lynch in Scream? Just don't get it. I don't know where this is coming from. I like Ross. I haven't seen him in anything. I just looked him up the other day, literally on a live stream. Found out he was Jeffrey Dahmer in the Dahmer movie from 2017. So that's cool. I could see him being in a Scream film. I feel like he would be a good casting choice for sure. But yeah, specifically Ross Lynch. Like, there's a lot of people that could be in this next Scream film. I think it's interesting that so many people are talking about him specifically. I like it though. I feel like when you cast someone who's his biggest role, when I looked him up, was playing a serial killer. Is that a little obvious what they're going to do with this character in this next film? I feel like maybe so, because look at Mikey Madison, who played like one of the coolest characters in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, one of the killers, one of the crazy Manson family cult members. she's ended up being the killer in this last film. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. So hopefully they don't go that route with the next movie. I want to see brand new people come into this and who are maybe not so obvious. Jack Quaid wasn't super obvious, but the way they wrote his character kind of made it super obvious. So we'll see what happens. It's all execution at the end of the day. Like if they do a really good job at convincing me it's not Ross Lynch, and then guess what? By the end of it, Ross Lynch is the killer. He's not even confirmed to be in the cast yet, but I'm already talking about it. That could be cool. So execution is everything, really. That's the big thing. Because they convinced me that Amber was not the killer in that last movie. And guess what? One of the coolest reveals of the entire Scream franchise is what Amber does in that third act. It was awesome. Are you excited for the season 4 of Stranger Things? Heck yeah, I am, Jessica Young. Oh my God, I can't wait for that. Literally this Friday, baby. Let's go. Stranger Things 4, man. I'm pumped. I'm filming some drone shots with The Bearded Entertainment, another awesome YouTuber who is coming all the way out to Ohio to help us film our movie, which I think is awesome. He's going on the road doing some stuff. He's vibing, but he's bringing his drone to Ohio this Friday, and we're gonna we're gonna film some stuff. But after that, I will be watching it. My review for it will probably come out Saturday because that is a long watch. I hear that the ending episode, like the last episode in volume 1 that comes out, is over 2 hours long. So that's not something I'm exactly going to be able to pump out a review of super quick. I'm probably going to spend the entire day of the 27th, this Friday, doing drone shots in the morning, and then all night just watching Stranger Things. I'm gonna binge the whole thing, so I can get a review of it out as early as Saturday. So I hope they don't I hope they don't kill Kirby. Maybe I hope they don't. I don't know. I hope they don't kill Kirby. Yes, says Corey. I hope they don't kill her either, man. For me, if they bring her back, I'm down to have her be a part of the plot. I just hope she's not like, I'm Kirby, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, remember me from Scream 4? Let's go. I hope that's not the case. Like bring her into the plot naturally, have her do something that's actually important for the film. Don't just show off a character that's like a fan favorite from the past and try to focus on her now because you feel like maybe your audience doesn't like the new characters. Listen, no matter how you feel about Sam, Tara, Mindy, Chad, I feel like if this film doesn't focus on them, basically this movie is going to admit to us, oh yeah, those characters suck and we didn't put any effort into them in the last film. Don't admit that, movie. Don't admit that, because here's the truth. You have a foundation right now. It's not the most stable foundation, I would say. I don't think these characters are the absolute best we've gotten from any of the Scream movies, but do I still like them? Yes, I do. I do really like them. And honestly, with the next movie, you can build on top of that foundation still and give us something cool with them. So there's a lot of potential, I think, with these characters. We just haven't seen enough of them to really judge that, I think. So hopefully with this next movie, we focus a lot more on them. Kirby is part of the plot as well. And hopefully she doesn't die. What about Hank Loomis, asks Ghostface. I don't know what they do with Hank Loomis if they decide to keep him in here. What would he be doing in this next movie, I guess, is my question. Like, there's really no connection to the Loomises anymore besides with Sam. But I don't know, does Hank Loomis somehow figure out that Sam is Billy Loomis's daughter and now is like, oh, I want to go meet my granddaughter? Or I don't know. I don't really see how that would work in the next film. I've heard a few people talking about it, and to me, it's just like we're kind of done with the Loomis connections, right? Like we're kind of we've done that so many times in the series. Do we need to keep doing it? I would say honestly, no. Like I feel like we don't need to. I don't think we need to incorporate him into the story. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe they have something cool planned with it. I don't know. I'm always on either end of the coin with stuff like that. So execution at the end of the day. That's all that matters. Do you think they should make a Maureen Prescott movie? Basically, we've never seen the Maureen murder scene. And yes, to this, I do agree. I don't know if they should do a whole movie off of that, but I would love to see that scene. I would love to see how that all went down. Maybe even talking about how Cotton got all the blood on his coat. How did that happen? How did Billy Loomis plant that in the way that he did with everything that happened on that night? I'd love to see that. I'd kind of love to see like maybe like a series or something, maybe like just one season. Like, you know how they do like WandaVision was one season and all that with like the Marvel shows? Do that with Scream. Give us a series about Maureen Prescott where she's like the focus of it. And then at the end, we get the murder, like the last episode. That could be pretty cool. And it takes place like, you know, a year before the events of Scream 96. I think that'd be pretty sick, man. We could see, maybe we could even get some stuff of like Sydney in high school before everything happened. That could be fucked up. That could be really fucked up. I'd be so down to see that story play out too. And to see, maybe there's something about that changes how we look at Scream too. It's a prequel. You got to do things a certain way, obviously. Like some things have to happen a certain way, but maybe you can add a little flavor in there that we might, some things that make us go back and watch that original film and be like, oh, Billy Loomis set this up when he did, you know what I mean? Something along those lines. That's the best way to do a prequel, I think, because prequels are not easy to make. You have to follow a certain structure, a certain guideline for the next movie to make sense, which is already established. So you have to do a certain thing with your prequel. But the best way to do a prequel, the coolest thing you can do with one, I think, is to set up some little inkling that makes you go back and watch like the original thing, whatever that was, and then be like, oh, no way, because of that thing that happened in the prequel, this is why that happened. That's always fun to watch, I think. That's the coolest thing about a prequel, is setting up little things like that. So if you were to do something along those lines, give me a little nugget of information I didn't know about Billy Loomis or Stu before. So you got me wanting to watch Scream 5 now. Nice. Hey, that's why we do it, baby. There you go. Watch some Scream 2022. That's some good stuff right there. Mwah. Chef's kiss to that. What if we get introduced to Stu's mom? I wonder, like, so Leslie Mocker's his sister, right? So I don't know if we know anything about Stu's mom or his parents or what's going on with them. So that actually we do technically know one thing about them. They don't own the house anymore. But that's really about it. I wonder what they could do with parent characters. Like, once again, is this something that would just like relate to past things? Are we just going to keep doing that with this franchise? Or are we just always going to make it in the lineage of the original killers? Are we going to do something else with it though? I don't know. An interesting question though. An interesting question nonetheless. I could see, like, I feel like there's a natural way to bring in like Leslie Mocker at this point and Christina Carpenter. I still feel like maybe it's unnecessary. I feel like they were just kind of mentioned so that you have those connections to the past killers. But if they do bring them into this next movie, I hope it's not to just like say like, hey, we have a Mocker here. Oh, hey, we have a Christina Carpenter, and she'd had relations with Billy Loomis back in she had sexual relations with Billy Loomis as I'm not going to make that joke on a live stream. But yeah, to me, I feel like why do that if you're not going to set up something from the past again? Because I feel like this movie's not going to do that. I don't think this movie's going to be like, oh, this thing from the past, yet again, we got to think about it differently. Like the last movie kind of did that a little bit. Give us something new with this movie. It doesn't have to be something from the past. You can tell a new story with new ghost faces, with a new motive. That's what I really want from 6. I don't want another revenge motive. I really don't. We've seen it 3 times in the Scream franchise, and that's enough. Like one time was enough, I think, with the revenge motive, because it's just like, okay, we've seen that. Gets a little soap opera-y for me as they go along. So I say do something new with the motive, do something different. Don't do something about the stab movies, and don't do something about getting famous. There you go. Do something new with the motive. There's plenty of reasons to start killing people, as we have talked about many times in this series. So I think they can come up with something. They can come up with something here. So bring back Jill. The Jiller Killer, as we call her around here. I love her. She's one of my favorite killers for sure. I love her motive. I just love her look, how crazy she is. She's stone cold evil, my friends. Jill is amazing. Do you think they should do a part 1 and 2 to Scream, like how they are doing Fast and Furious 10? Like, okay, with the Fast and Furious movies, does there need to be 10 of them? No, I don't know about that. With horror movies, like I can watch as many of those as they want to pump out. If they want to do something different every single time, I'm always down to see it. I haven't seen any of the Fast and the Furious movies, but like those have got to be the same thing over and over again every single time, right? Like, I don't know. I haven't seen them before though, so I'm no one to judge. I'm not one to judge, but what else do we got here? I want a fresh film with new characters. Yeah, I definitely want some new characters. I want them to build on the Scream 5 characters a little bit, because if they don't, it's gonna get kind of weird. I think so. What's up, Moser Movie Reviews? All right, listen, everyone. I'm gonna log off here in a second here, but I'm gonna say hi to a few more people, answer a few more questions, but then I'm peacing out. What if there was a third Ghostface killer that had no connection to the other two or the victims and was just a crazy murderer who wanted to join the fun like a Mickey type character? I say yes to this. This is something I've been wanting to see for a very long time, but like actually played out a little better than what they did with Mickey, where he kind of just gets sidelined most of that movie and then randomly gets revealed to be the killer at the end. I want some more like that. I would love for them to do a character along those lines of what they did with Mickey, but actually expand on that and build his background a little more. So Mickey's always been such a missed opportunity for me. Like, he could have been the best Ghostface killer ever, I think, but is unfortunately overshadowed by the other killer in that movie, which I'm not going to talk shit about anymore, because it seems like not a lot of people agree with me on that. And that's fine. You know, we don't all agree about stuff. That's totally fine. But Mickey's the cooler killer there. That's such a cooler backstory for him to get. He's like, for hire Ghostface killer. That's sweet. I love it. I feel like you could expand it on that a little more. Dino, what's going on? Assuming that casting list is real with the new cast, who do you assume would be Ghostface? So let's look this up. Do we actually have a cast list? Because I don't think so. Interesting. Maybe there is something. Okay. What do we got here? What do we got here? Such a huge ensemble. Oh shit. Uh-oh. I might have to talk about this later on. Yeah, no, nothing else is confirmed. Okay, yeah, so nothing else is confirmed besides what we already know. But what is interesting is there's a new Screen Rant article talking a little bit about how big the cast has to be for this next movie to work. And to that, I would agree. I feel like, yes, this has to be a bigger cast if the mystery is going to work, especially if you're going to have possibly 6 returning characters, and then Sidney Prescott on top of that, coming back, who are probably not going to be Ghostface. You got to have a big cast, and you got to kill off some of those returning characters, which is going to suck, but how else do you make that work? Why haven't we gotten a Scream game? Like Friday, it could be a Tall Tales type of game. So I'll say this, Cody, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, and unfortunately I do have to end the stream because, like I said, Fate Decided stream is at 10 o'clock. Make sure to check that out. It's his birthday. Wish him a happy birthday. So I feel like... Oh, okay, no, that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is we are actually making a Scream role-playing game based off of Red Right Hand. It won't come out until after Red Right Hand comes out, obviously, because it's going to feature elements of the actual movie within the game. But it's a tabletop RPG, so it's kind of like a video game, but you play it with your buddies, and you make up stuff about like a typical Scream scenario. It's like D&D, but in the realm of Scream. So it's pretty fun. My buddy who actually develops games, who also co-wrote the scripts with me, Matt, is creating that and developing it, and it'll be out by December when the movie comes out. So we're doing a bunch of fun stuff with the movie. It's crazy. So thank you guys so much for watching the stream tonight. Thanks for hanging out. I just appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. It's always a good time. I love doing these. These are always so much fun. It's a dream to always come out here and talk to you guys about horror movies. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for vibing with me. And I'll play us out with a tune that we all know very well, that I absolutely love, and it's an absolute banger. Fuck yeah, baby. America, fuck yeah. That's all for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Peace out, and don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.